We
Look
were
at that.
too tangential. Be quiet. I'm gonna
We
do
should
the
just
intro.
keep talking, and then
Shut
when
up.
it starts, just be like, "Oh,
Ronnie,
hello."
shut your ass.
Lonnie, when has anyone ever asked me your opinion?
Okay,
Ouch.
we
But
were
okay.
too tangential with the mic check. We went over by 1 minute. The stream is starting now. The internet can see us now. And if you do anything dumb, they'll laugh at you for the rest of your existence. Happy?
Ah.
Jalen already does that.
Wait! I have to do the intro. I am the host, Michael. Ronnie is the person being yelled at for not trying to continue the tangent, not letting me do my shtick. Jalen is the co-host. We have Kit Kat, aka Jasmine, the snack specialist, with us now, and Imperfection, who is not from America, so he is a minority here. His name is Jonas, with a varying amount number of O's.
White? You say he's a minority, but if he were like even fake being American, he would immediately become more privileged than all of us. Because Michael's a half breed.
Damn straight.
Ronnie's already a minority. Ronnie
I'm
himself
me.
is a minority.
I'd like to
I am my own minority.
I'm
a black man. And Kit Kat's Asian. So I'm like, oh, we're all kind of boned, even if he's like, oh, he's a minority. Like, oh, wait. Shit.
Well, yeah,
we
but
can't.
him as being the only person who's actually legit white also technically makes him a minority in that he's not part of the majority, but not the way you mean it. And also, I'm glad to know that we're not monetized right now because I feel like starting a podcast off by talking about, I don't know, racial divides within the social subclasses of various nations, including the United States, isn't a particularly good place to start. But what do I know?
That is true. I'm like, if we were to get into this topic, then we could even talk about how there's even further division between races within among themselves. Like how everyone says, Jalen, stop making fun of light skins. I'm like, I'm not making fun of them. I'm bringing up the point that why are we always against each other for the content of our skin? Even though we're all black. We're all going to suffer the same way.
So morbid.
Yeah, like everyone bleeds the same roughly 3 liters of red blood. Don't ask me why I know specifically roughly how much blood is in the human body. I'm actually not certain it's 3. I'm actually want to say 2.5, but I could be wrong.
Ooh, no specifics, I guess.
I'm gonna Google it because I want to find out and know if I'm right.
Wait, Michael, you're over
Screenshot the answer.
Huh?
Why are you over here talking? Do you even know your blood type?
No. What do I look like? That one person who discovered blood groups? Cart something something?
Carl Landesteiner.
Yeah, that name.
Wait. So, you know about Carl Landsteiner, but you don't know your own damn blood type.
Yes,
You know
this
the
is a
person
bit.
who discovered them, but not your own. Okay. You know what? Fuck the American school system. But, that's too political for here.
I think I was muted.
Yes.
Did anyone hear? Oh my god.
You've been muted the entire time, and I've been wondering why you were muted.
No, I genuinely felt really bad at one point because I was like, why is nobody talking to me?
Yeah,
and then I
experienced
realized
that.
I look at my microphone and it says mute. I'm like,
Oh.
Trust the no
I
one
have
can
found a beautiful entitled parent.
And that is the
Oh, I
sound
see
of
those
someone
on YouTube.
from Norwegian area that I'm forgetting the name of.
Denmarku.
That one.
He's a Dane.
Die is Denmark.
Also, I was off by a lot. It's 5.5 liters or 1.5 gallons.
Oh,
So a lot more.
Well,
so Michael should not be in charge of the metric system.
Hey, okay, I remembered they're close to the number in gallons, but labeled it liters because if you're trusting me for memory, you've already screwed yourself over at least twice today.
Michael, if I trust you from memory, that lets you know that I have run out of options.
Exactly. You're
If you
very
run out of
desperate
options, you're
or a
asking
fool.
me for something.
No, if I'm running out of absolute options, I would ask Ronnie to help me. If I'm running out of options to remember something, I would ask Michael. If I'm
Well-
running out of ideas, I'd ask Jonas.
I mean, I feel like if you told me remind you to like pick up your sunglasses before we leave, I don't know, the house, I'd probably like maybe remember. But like if you told me that the human body has 1.5 to 1.2 gallons of blood in it, and then told me that I need to remember that because in somewhere between the time span of 1 to 3 months there will be a pop quiz, then I'm probably already dead.
Okay, because you mentioned this last night, Michael, I feel like I should get the obligatory reference out of the way. It's like, if I tell you, hey, I need you to study up on the human anatomy real quick. Why? Because we might be doing something in our session where you'll be needing to use that information. Anyway.
Also,
Bantu migrations from Coach Roberts.
well, I mean, I do pride myself in my channel being mildly educational. So, KitKat, want to explain the Bantu migration?
No,
Explain it
do
to the
you remember
freshmen.
it? I remember it.
I mean, I remember it, but I'm also the host, and you're the one who brought it up, so I can be like, "You want to talk about it?" You
This
did
is
bring
what
it
happens
up.
when you join.
Yes, I ask people who have facts to be mildly educational. That's why no one ever brings up facts other than me, because the only person here, I guess, okay with being wrong on internet is me.
I mean, I'm okay
Hey!
with it. Like, I don't want to be wrong around Ronnie,
I
because
just
Ronnie
remember,
wouldn't think
like,
about it.
as it feels on a flashcard. Like, that's it. That's how you memorize. Or put it in a song.
Okay, then I'll explain it since you won't. The Bantu migration were people, and will let me get my directions. What is that? Like, central, kind of just the center of Africa on the coast. The
Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It's a
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Tanzania?
Yeah.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
the people there really, really long time ago, they had like their own spoken traditions and whatnot because they didn't do a lot of writing over there. So then they slowly, for whatever reason, started migrating out and spreading it. So now, like, almost the entire southern part of Africa is mildly connected by the Bantu language of, hey, you guys celebrate that one holiday by doing this one thing, by putting flowers on statues of dogs and saying Ya Yeetus. Cool, I do too.
Oh man.
Damn it.
For
Why
the
is that
bear
the
and
person
making
who went
too
to
big.
Yeah, Yeetus, the fetus, the latest.
I mean, if you want to create an item that will a drinkable item that will cause motion sickness, you just say, I now enchant this potion with a
A
motion of
beer.
the ocean to cause quite a commotion.
You have to drink a lot of beers to.
You gotta
justify
stop
this.
that notion, bro.
Yeah, because he's the only one here who should have any experience in that. Right, Ronnie?
No.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
what?
just came home from a festival where I drank like at least 8 beers.
He came home from the Danish equivalent of Woodstock and
Ah.
Burning.
No, more like a download festival in the UK.
Yeah, problem is I don't think anyone here knows what that is either, so...
That's why we're trying to compare them to American festivals so they have an idea.
Sorry, we might be mildly educated here, but not many people are familiar in the musical festivals taking place in different
It's the
countries.
metal equivalent to EDC.
Which I also don't know what that is.
Wait, what did
EDC
you
is
say?
Electronic Dance Festival in Las Vegas. No, wait, hold on. It's the metal version of Coachella,
Okay.
just without the drugs.
Wait.
Well, then it's not worth it.
Then I don't want to go. You said you could get a good mark.
There's
Like, I
still
don't wanna go.
weed. Trust me about that. The festival is right next to Christiania, where they sell weed on the street.
You
I don't
see,
give a fuck. I got plenty of weed. I just wanted cocaine.
There's no cocaine or weed,
Me,
it's not
as
worth
one
it.
to have done that kind of shit, you don't want.
also, hello to our 4 viewers currently viewing. I felt like I should just say hello, since pretty
Wait,
much ever
How
since
many people that are not in this call are watching the stream? Is
I
anyone in
mean-
this call looking at the stream right now?
yeah,
I'm not.
unless you clicked off Crimson Weeb, which is Crimson Weeb, and Music Addicts, which is Imperfection.
I clicked off.
Okay, well then we have 3 people and Jonas watching. Also, I said
So
Jonas,
there's
not Jonas. Oh, hello, Jacob Catalan. Other 2 people, please announce yourselves, or just ignore me like you always do.
Also, while I was at this festival, I got a very big surprise. There was this one guy I met at the bus right before we went over to our camping. He told me he got a very severe ADHD and autism, higher than what I got, and is currently taking a PhD in neurophysics or something like that with the brain and stuff. Fancier words.
Well, that's interesting.
I feel significantly less relevant now.
You see, the joke's on you. No one's relevant, ever, always. Also, were we at
Oh, well.
Crimson Weed? You want to do the bit we talked about doing last night?
Wait, which one? Oh, the.
Yeah. Just let me...
Which one?
Yeah, I was
We
about to
don't plan our scripts. What happens is we do something funny and then we go, we should save this for later, and then we just, like, type in italics what we did, and then, like, refer back to it later.
Sometimes we pin it, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, we're often unintelligent enough to not pin it, which is why we're very good at our jobs, and our ability to function should not be pulled into question.
My ability to function.
Okay, then.
So are
well,
we gonna do our greeting?
Huh?
Are
Oh,
we
yeah.
gonna do the greeting?
Yes. I'm gonna
Go
be-
ahead.
Okay, I'm scared that I'm not gonna be able to. Okay. Listen up here, you buzzy little cockwomble. You wanna have a cheeky little Pokemon fight?
You're
Oh no, not this again.
Chum, and I shall be under its winded brain. Now, fuck off!
We still have all summer till Sword and Shield comes out. Not yet.
Well, you see, we were gonna open with that if it was just me and Weeb, but then suddenly 3 more people are like, hey, I'll be on the podcast without telling anyone.
Oh well.
So, we planned for it to we planned for the worst, hope for the best. We got not the worst.
Hey, I
So-
told I was coming on the podcast.
He did. He did.
I said Pika.
Okay, problem is, my Pikachu translator's in a different chat, so, like, that doesn't mean anything. And, like, I'm now gonna bring this up for the stream to see. She legitimately tried to answer with, like, Pikachu noises.
Pika Pika, I saw that.
Let's see, where was it?
It's like
Who's gonna be on the podcast tomorrow? Podcast, will there be snacks? Perplexity, I'm not. Crimson Weave, absolutely. And she's like, well, sign me up. I'm like, does that mean you will be on? Because being signed up for
Pika
snacks
Pika.
and being on the thing are, you know, very different things.
No, I said BYOS, which means bring your own snacks. So
Ah.
there will be snacks. Your own snacks. Bring your own snacks.
that's not even you. That's a recording.
Jalen, we
That's
failed.
a subboard.
How badly? How many people died?
Kit Kat got her own Pikachu soundboard before we got our soundboard.
Damn it. You know what? Pikachu is a very common soundboard. What we're doing is very specific. It will take longer.
Yeah, right now the first and
Michael, I can show you how to get a soundboard from your computer for free.
you will have to
Work
DM
with
it to me
everything.
later. Right now, the only sound I'm really interested in is a train noise, so that we can have, like, a sound cue for when we're gonna do Assault Train other than someone going, you know what, wait a minute, I'm angry about something, and then them just continuing, or, you know what, I'm gonna do Assault Train.
You know what really grinds my gears?
When your gears are stopped,
on,
but
then.
the torque is still happening.
No. What really grinds my gears is when people always say they'll show up. And then they'll show up, half an hour later, and then they'll leave first.
And the only thing they showed up to do was to eat the food.
Was to eat the food, take a picture, give the gift, and leave. Now, I understand if you don't want to be at a party, you just do all the things that you're supposed to do at a birthday, give the gift, eat cake, leave. Understandable. However,
You're supposed to do it on time. Okay. Who's
What?
trying to
It's
be a
an
concert band?
abomination of a noise.
Who's trying to be a concert band artist in the middle of my podcast?
Please?
Guys,
Gee,
my brother has interrupted the podcast.
Amazing.
Well, security, escort him out.
Sweet
Hold
Jesus
on.
on a cracker.
Say something dumb.
Hey, it's the bunny!
Okay, now get out.
I didn't say what your name.
Hmm?
Nothing.
No, don't stay in the corner of my room.
Wow. Younger
I'm gonna
people.
text Dad.
What is that like?
Jalen, just like imagine a smaller version of me.
Then I killed it. I kill it without hesitation.
You see, Jalen, some
Ronnie,
people
if you had
actually...
any more hair,
What?
Michael, I need to bring this. Ronnie, if you had enough hair the way I have hair on my head, I would physically grab you by your hair until your skull pops off your shoulders, and then roll your head down a bowling alley, because that's the only thing it's good for, until I get a strike. Now just keep rolling it.
The only
until I get a
problem is it's not a perfect sphere, so it would suck.
It's not a perfect sphere, but if I throw it hard enough, it can roll like one.
I don't
Oh
think
God.
Well, that was pure chaos.
So you guys wanted a train.
Yes. Give me a train
Hit
noise.
you.
Well, just a train with it.
I was kind of
Sound-
hoping for a chugga chugga choo choo, you know, train whistle noise, but that'll work.
As a-
Speaking of trains, I have assault trains. Whistle, come on, whistle, come on. That works. Jalen, I know you're trying to do the whistle.
bitches.
No! You son of a bitch!
No!
Thomas is dead! Let him be dead!
Like,
I'm so surprised that Minecraft is fucking getting a resurgence again. Like last year, nobody talked about it. This year, big YouTubers are
Well, then
playing it
again,
again.
it's also
Or
because
for the
you
first.
know, 10-year anniversary.
and
People
also,
normally don't give a shit about a game until like, oh, it has an anniversary? Let's get on the bandwagon.
I mean, that and also every time Fortnite falls, Minecraft rises, low-key.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I don't
for the
like,
generation.
can't get into Fortnite. It's just so boring.
yeah. And also, apparently, I didn't actually read the whole story because I kind of forgot about it. But I saw a news article, the headlining being that their profits from it have dropped like 38%. So I guess that's a good thing if we want it to die. Also, speaking of news, so that I can eventually get on my salt train rant, yeah, so turns out that enough countries have started looking at loot boxes and loot boxes as
Salt train.
later. When I say do the
I'm
thing, that's
sorry.
what I want you to do, but not now. Enough countries and states have started looking at loot boxes and loot box X systems as similar enough to gambling that they've actually started having regulation around it. So I can't name.
Wait, hold on. So a monthly subscription to a loot box where you get rewards and get
No,
nice,
no.
awesome
Not like loot box as in the like system where they send you merch for money.
stuff.
I
The
mean,
CS:GO
like,
one.
in game where you spend money for a chance to get an item of varying rarity, like an Overwatch.
Yeah, I used $200 on Wednesdays just to do that.
Yeah. Now you know why it's being regulated by the government. The
I
hilarious.
want that shit out of it.
Yeah, the only problem is that there's a slight possibility that due to the lost revenue from the fact that they can no longer use loot boxes because it's essentially gambling targeted at children, that the bottom line of like companies will try to make up for that. So we could be seeing games actually go from like normally being up to $60, that raise in order to make up for that money. So yeah, even if we do
That's
get rid of
gonna
it,
suck.
it could be
So
replaced with
EA
something
is
that
gonna
sucks
have
more.
a fucking. It's gonna go in panic if that.
Oh
rule
yeah,
is
so one of the EA was actually pulled in front of, I believe, the UN to like defend loot boxes, and they bullshitted a lot of it because the UN is old people who don't understand what loot boxes or video games are in general, and explained to them that they were like Kinder Surprise eggs and people only play it for the surprise, not because of the possibility to gain something of monetary value by spending money, since teams in like EA's FIFA games and so on and so forth of other games can actually be worth money. That they were saying that people play it for the surprise, not for the loot. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit.
Like, that's all types of bullshit. You know what else is gambling towards children that parents and the country has banned itself, which I find kind of funny? And it's on a lower scale. Pokemon game corners.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because they got banned during Pokemon Platinum because they realized it was teaching kids how to gamble correctly. And
That's like
I thought-
banning Pogs or something, or Pokemon trading. It's dumb.
Well,
See, but here's the funny thing about it. You didn't even need to. All you need to do was just keep buying the most expensive coins, so then you could use it for purchasing TMs or Pokemon. But other than that, no. Why on earth would you gamble? Gambling is dumb. Kids, get the wax out of your ears. The government's trying to take the money that they gave you so that way they can keep funding their own secret projects. Universe is a lie. Rise up. Anarchy. Anarchy. Anarchy.
okay, get off your soapbox, okay? Like, just
Snickers.
a sec. Yeah, but the thing
Fine.
is, the way they define gambling is spending money to possibly make more money. You know, like slot machine, if you get the 777s, you win $100, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the main focus was FIFA players in the newest FIFA games, because apparently in the on the online multiplayer you can get better players out of loot boxes. Those are actually apparently worth enough now that they're worth money, so like actual monetary value. So now it's paying money to possibly get money.
But that's how the mafia works. That's not how loot boxes work.
But yes, finally to the salt train. So Jonas, do the thing, but possibly lesser volume so that we don't get deafened. I think you deafened one viewer so bad that they left, which is why there was like 3 people now. That or Jonas left. Point is, has everyone
He
seen
said his
the
internet might have cut out.
yeah? So everyone's seen the like trailers for the new Annabelle movie, right?
Oh,
I just
I don't like scary movies. I hate it.
I mean, I don't like scary
Annabelle's
movies.
just bad.
I'm gonna talk about it regardless. I
Oh,
don't
well.
know anything about the series. I don't know anything more than the trailers have told me, and my own intelligence has led me to surmise. But already, I hate that movie so freaking goddamn much. Like, as far as I can tell, the plot of the thing is some person in their house collected all of the evil shit in the world, all the spooky,
Oh, that
scary
trailer.
Slender Man book pages, all that shit, and they just put it in a room.
then-
Some child walks in and then releases all the evil shit. Okay,
Why,
first of all, you're a crackhead if you just collect all the evil shit and put it in your house. Not like a bank deposit box 40 feet underground, floating over a pit of holy water or something. You're a crackhead. The fact that you didn't lock it and make it physically impossible for someone to, like, accidentally stumble in going, is this the restroom? Makes you a communistic crackhead. And the fact that
Hey,
you
I'm back.
wander into a room full of creepy doll shit, evil voodoo magic, and you go, I think I should touch it, makes you a dumb communistic bastard of a
And a
crackhead.
Wait, when you told me that plot, all I could think was Goosebumps, but scarier.
It's kind of similar. Look, one of the main villains in Goosebumps was a marionette, and that marionette inspired Chucky, which inspired Annabelle. So, Goosebumps.
It is.
Annabelle is a different story since it actually was inspired by a real life story.
But the thing is, it's hard to take a real life story seriously when there are about what, 4, 5 movies on the same goddamn doll that I'm pretty sure no one ends up killing. They all just end up surviving. So it just lives to keep
The
doing more.
story there is actually a story about the doll being responsible for 2 people dying.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like,
some years ago, there were a school at that museum that Annabelle, the real doll, is hanging out in, and Annabelle is in a glass canister, locked and never meant to be touched. And so
The school?
this
Who the hell
one,
was in the
this,
school?
yeah, it's a bit idiotic for a
Dumb.
school
a
like
bit.
that. So there was this one kid, like look at me, I'm so much better, that went up to the class and knocked on it and be like, "Ha, you don't exist. I don't care about you," and blah blah blah. I'm a firm believer that there is something unnatural in this world, and I will never do that. So this kid just was like, "This is boring." I went with his girlfriend. I was also laughing at his jokes. Everybody else was having a serious look on their faces. He then went over outside, went on his motorbike, his girlfriend in the back, drove 5 miles, drove directly into the pole, and died straight. Nothing wrong with the bike. He just suddenly went into a pole and died immediately.
Who knows? Maybe he sneezed.
You sneeze.
I have
Sneeze?
driven a bike.
Really?
Sneezing is not that bad.
And then him and the girlfriend just kind of locked.
When you drive a car, you're gonna all of a sudden pull over so you can sneeze and not get in an accident.
I would totally do that.
I've seen
Just pull over.
I've seen people
You
like
guys are pussies.
Okay, then well I mean, I've seen people spaz out for sneezing. He could have sneezed.
He could have, but I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Or you know that meme
But
where
we're
the
gonna
guy's walking
say
with his
Carrie
girlfriend and looks back at that other girl? Maybe he did that, and that's why he's dead.
The girlfriend killed him and then killed
Well,
herself.
no, I
for
mean, he
good measure.
It
No,
was like-
the girlfriend survived.
Oh.
No, I'm saying
He
maybe
was the one that died
like,
because he made the things about the
I'm
Annabelle
saying
doll.
maybe he just got distracted and the road curved and he went straight and they texting and driving kills, kids. I mean, what? But like,
The girlfriend actually said that something went out in front of them,
Always wear a seatbelt.
but they never saw what it was. They
was a
just said-
motorcycle.
said it was a shadow,
Oh.
and he tried to steer away from it, and then immediately just went into a tree or pole and died on the spot, and she
but
survived.
like, my point
because of
is,
major
if you go, this doll is evil, it killed people, then what's to stop me from, like, I don't know,
Killing it first.
like, I have the chemicals in my house to make my, like, bathroom sink into a bonfire. What's to stop me from just eating it in
Put
there?
enough almonds and apple seeds and make your own.
You're not
cyanide.
killing a doll with cyanide.
Like, no, I'm saying, like, there's enough flammable shit in the house that if you wanted to cause a grease fire and then just, like, rub her face through it.
Put it in the washing machine and then put a lot of like the lint thing.
No!
That's like,
What?
Ronnie, you
Wait,
can't kill a doll
isn't
with
it the
cyanide
washing
and
machine
do
like
that.
with the lint trap? That's like the most flammable thing in your house.
Well, yeah, but I
Besides, like,
mean,
if you-
like, I could
besides,
go
like, the water
outside,
heater.
light a match in some dry grass, pour some, like, olive oil onto it to create a, like, grease fire, and then just chuck the doll in there and then start, like, beheading it with a shovel. What's to stop me from doing that?
The dog.
The doll kills you first.
So like if
Wait,
it's
Well,
moving,
yeah,
you
but
just put it in the
I-
washing machine and it's trapped.
my point is,
Are you
if
still on
if
that washing machine?
a doll was trying to murder me, it would be very easy for me to pick up a box cutter and, like, I don't know, cut its head off and smash it in. Like, I don't understand how, like,
Michael,
someone could go,
You know-
this doll is evil and it's gonna kill me, but I'm just gonna leave it alone.
because it's not the
Michael,
physical
it's
doll.
not the physical doll.
It's the
It's
demon.
the spirit
inside.
hiding
Well, yeah,
inside of the
but
doll.
my
Thank
point-
you, Jonas.
My point is, again, if
Have you ever seen or felt anything unnatural in the sense of ghosts and unnatural.
The only thing I've ever felt unnatural is how unnatural my own lack of intelligence can be at times. Other than that, no, not really.
That's
But my
something
point is,
different.
if you think the doll is evil and you leave it in a closet and you don't try to go find, I don't know, a spiritual or mystical way to remove or neutralize said spirit, you're a crackhead.
They have been doing that for 20 years. They are not trying. It won't leave.
Well then, I don't know, like, go to a trip to the Atlantic, go over the Mariana Sea Trench and go, whoops. Now it can't...
And set the evil spirit loose. As soon as you kill and destroy the vessel, that spirit is free roaming.
Send it to hell?
Well, like, my point is, if being around the doll gets you murdered, why would you leave that in your house?
It's only murdering you if you're disrespecting towards it. There's also another doll or a teddy bear called something different. And if you're insulting that one, you will get unfortunate events. And there are, on the wall behind it, thousands of sticky notes saying, "I'm sorry," and all that kind of stuff. If you're gonna take a picture without asking before first, you will still get unfortunate events at you.
Let's say suddenly my mouse pad has been enchanted by the world's most demonic spirit of all time, and I realize that it's out to get me and I want it, and being around it and not respecting it,
that movie,
going to kill me. I'm not just gonna leave it, keep using it as a mouse pad, and, you know, let that happen. It would be, okay, I'm gonna respectfully remove you from my entire life by going to France, putting you in a locker, going, have fun with that, then leave.
That won't work. You have to get a demonologist to assess the situation, and from there, contact the church, and then they will send someone out to try to cleanse your building, first off, then your room, then your mouse pad, and then he will then take your mouse pad away and try to cleanse it completely and remove it from your...
Sell it
That's
on
how that
eBay
works.
for like $50.
But my point,
And-
again, being that out of all the things you could do with the event of having something that's evil in your house, just leaving it in a random room seems like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Still, this place is a famous museum for, you know, unnatural and haunted stuff, and it's safely stored away inside of a glass box that's airtight.
Glass
So
box.
nobody
Someone
can
can
touch
just
it.
tip it over and it breaks.
Well, yeah, but, like, by glass box, he means it's also on top of a pedestal that's probably bolted down, so it's not like someone's just gonna...
Yeah, and
whoops.
all the edges are wood, hard as wood.
What if
And
someone like
also, the
this
doll is
a gun
known
and goes
to
boom?
move around inside of the cabinet. But also, I have felt and seen and encountered a lot of unnatural shit in my life. I've from seeing a ghost to actually capture evidence to actually get possessed at one point. So I have major experience in that kind of stuff, and I've also been trying to investigate it for many years of my life.
What are you?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, what the?
But being possessed is not a fun thing to encounter. It was so bizarre. I just, all of a sudden, just felt like a presence took over my brain and just put me in the back, and then took it from there. I couldn't do anything. I just watched like from a third-person perspective on what I was doing, and I couldn't do anything.
Speaking of spooky shit, Weeb, you want to bring up your talking point of the quote marks, the wasteland of Breath of the Wild? I'm assuming him staying on mute is a no.
Now what?
You want to talk about the Breath of the Wild?
What part of it? Like
How it's supposed to be a
how-
wasteland and it's not?
Yes. Okay. What the actual hell?
Salt
is wrong.
Train! Go ahead.
They're saying Breath of the Wild takes place in Hyrule in a post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic? What the do you mean post-apocalyptic? This is beautiful. Are you telling me that once Ganon cleaned up majority of the freaking Hylians, that everything became beautiful? Are you sure that we're not the real villains? I want to go climb. I want to go climb that one Dueling Peaks mountain and just stay up there for a day. Like, how dare you say that one of the most peaceful and relaxing games that Nintendo's come out with in a while is post-apocalyptic? That's like me saying, man, you know what I love? I just like going over to my nice little base, sip some tea, little lemon zipper, I eat a crumpet, and then I start blasting the crap out of demons because I'm in Doom. But it's still the most harmonious and relaxing. Now, some people, that might be their jam. But for majority of the time, not having to interact with people, for all the introverts, Breath of the Wild is the greatest game ever because Link doesn't even really talk to people. You can go your entire game without talking to people. Ever. You just complete all your shrines. You don't even need the Divine Beast. You can just go fight Ganon and you don't have to say a word to anyone.
Well, other than the grandmas at the end of each shrine, but yeah. You
Nah,
just
they-
kind
they-
of,
no,
you just
don't have to talk to them.
you just
They
kind of
speak to you.
stand there while they monologue to you.
Yeah, you don't have to talk. They just say, "Congrats, you did it. Here's a spirit orb."
You want
think
some
the only
spheres,
person-
kid?
The only time you actively speak to anyone is the old man on the Great Plateau, and after that, you're done. You don't need to talk to anyone. Like, the beauty of Breath of the Wild is introverts can do whatever they want. Horse lovers can essentially go and be a Pokemon trainer. You can ride bikes, freeze time with stasis. You can plant bombs. You have a motorcycle in medieval Europe. What's not to love? Why would anyone say this is post-apocalyptic? What the post-apocalyptic? No, just this is not after the apocalypse. It's before the change.
I
Blood
mean-
Breath of the Wild 2 looks like it's about to become the apocalypse. Now that's apocalyptic.
Like,
I rest my case.
low key, if I specifically me had the choice to whether or not to essentially Breath of the Wild / Horizon Zero Dawn the world, I probably would.
It's just it feels nice when you can spend your entire day in the game because the days are like you can spend 4 days in game as opposed to 1 day in real life. So you could spend an entire day climbing up, getting ore, climbing back down, getting some wood, and then you just make a small campfire, and that's your entire day. That's your day.
Also
I don't
have it
have-
in house in Breath of the Wild.
Hmm?
You have your own house in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Breath of
what-
the Wild is categorized in the same category as Half-Life 2 and
Why?
No, it's not categorized as post-apocalyptic. The developers are saying this is post-apocalyptic Hyrule. Like, where?
For those
I
of
think
you,
it's because like the apocalypse happened and now it's like in the process of re-establishing
yeah,
as
there's-
far as I can read, it's basically but Breath of the Wild is a bit different. You see, in the story of the game, the Kingdom of Hyrule, they face a major danger from Ganon, and Link, Zelda, and others try to save Hyrule from Ganon, and they lost. Cut to 100 years later, when Link wakes up with no memory, in a land filled with ruins, monsters, discarded relics, and a handful of villagers that are barely clinging to life against dark forces. In other words, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a post-apocalyptic game like Half-Life 2 or Fallout. You wander through a wasteland filled with dangers, caused by major disasters, scrounging for materials you need to survive.
Yeah, there's like a difference between post-apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic wastelands such as, I don't know, Fallout. But for those of you who don't know what Horizon Zero Dawn is, it's a PS4 game that I would call probably a masterpiece because I personally love the story and think the graphics were amazing. And if it ever does or is ported to PC, I'll probably play through it. But essentially, what happened was there was super advanced humans. They built robots. The robots were like, you know what? Fuck your shit. Rose up and were kind of like threatening to make humans extinct. So what they did was they put like deep inside the earth, they made a bunch of caves and they put a bunch of like not bad AIs in the ground that would, like, after 100 years, and the robots who learned to eat biomass to like energize themselves so they didn't need electricity to be charged, you know, they would starve out due to a lack of energy because eventually the world's amount of biomass would be removed. You know, they would have eaten it all. So what they did was they put everyone underground. They put like a bunch of frozen embryos, and they're like, these many people will wake up and re-inhabit the earth. And then they made robotic animals that would act like, you know, these people would spread fertilizer, and these animals would do that. So there's a bunch of robotic dinosaurs and animals running around along with the like natural ones. And you pretty much had, I would call, like, similar to Tomb Raider or Uncharted gameplay with the parkour and the climbing on the yellow, but your ability to craft weapons based on this essentially cyberpunk, but you're still essentially a caveman. It was super cool.
So
yeah.
Matrix, but different.
No, not really, because it's, you know, like, essentially, like, the Ice Age is the setting, but it's Cyberpunk 2077. Because they had, like, machine gun crossbows where it was, like, it's literally a turret gun that would shoot spears, like, 100 rounds a minute. But it was made out of metal. But they didn't have guns. They had, like, very advanced slingshots, crossbows, and then bows. And people were, like, in tribes, not families. It was pretty much set all the way back to before the Neolithic Revolution.
So again, Matrix, but different.
No, not at all. The humans were not inside of a computer. There was computers inside of the Earth which made humans again.
But it's still heavily inspired by Matrix.
I don't think so, but if you want to say that, sure. Are we going to start chanting snacks again? Because apparently Centaura tried to make that happen again.
Are we actually going back to
Yay!
snacks?
Disease.
What? No,
they're-
snacks.
As far as I can tell, they're not actually chanting disease, which is good. They're not chanting anything for now.
For now.
You guys want to chant something? Chant snacks.
I kind of feel like there's only one person actually, like, typing in the chat that's not a part of this call, and that's just Jacob Catalan, who's not chanting anything. He's kind of, like, too chill.
Chant snacks.
They're
Jacob
not.
is very chill.
Oh, dang it.
They're not chanting anything.
Do it! Chant! Chant!
They are up to 30 seconds behind.
Well, yeah, but I'm pointing out that she said chant a while ago and nothing's happening. Like, I'm watching this as it unfolds. Oh, Jacob said snacks.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yay!
Once.
Good job, Jacob.
Nope, twice.
Good
Oh.
job, Jacob. Keep chanting snacks.
3
Keep
times.
chanting. Press snacks to
4.
make us like you.
It's not spam F, it's spam snacks.
5. 6. How long will this go on?
Until he wishes it to, because
Oh,
apparently he's the only one
7.
active in chat.
We have a 5th viewer. Are they gonna chant snacks too?
Can't
8.
snack. Can't snacks.
9. 10. Oh,
I just
Is
found
that it?
this on Reddit, which is kind of relating to what we were talking about. Oh, never
11.
mind, I don't have permission.
I mean, I feel like if no one else is gonna bring anything up, then I'm gonna talk about why there weren't tangent talks last week and these chanting snacks. The number
Hey.
has gone
Also,
over
tell
12.
some stories from Reddit.
Oh my goodness. Ah! Sorry.
Yeah, so there weren't tangent talks last week for those of you who weren't present for the Siege stream, which only got 2 views, so I'm assuming most of you or all of you weren't. Yeah, I wasn't going to be in the same state and didn't have stable internet connection in St. Louis, Missouri, so there wasn't one. We tried to pre-tape them, but no one's schedule was open enough to actually do that, so they were just canceled, which is why we now have one again today, and like always, there will be one on Friday. It'll be back to the normal schedule. And, yeah. Also, Southwest is kind of like wacky, you know?
Wait, you flew on Southwest Airlines
Yeah.
You didn't
and you
see a
made it
Southwest
back
propaganda?
alive?
Yep.
I fly on Southwest all the time.
Well,
Oh my god. I went.
Well, see, I expect Ronnie to like
Colorado.
not
Oh my
die on
God.
Southwest
It was
Airlines
scary.
because Ronnie has this weird thing where bad luck meets Ronnie only makes sure Ronnie stays alive longer.
I basically just cheat death. Murphy's Law is my best friend.
Unfortunately, until Ronnie keeps cheating me, but it's okay. I'll get him.
but like, their whole gig is, it was like, okay, you're leaving at 2:10. So on the way there, we were like, okay, we're going to be going at 2:10. Luckily enough, like, no one was present or actually going to St. Louis when we got through because they overestimated how much time it would take. And we got there, and the security gate was essentially completely clear because we got there really, really early. So we just went straight through and then had like an hour to sit and wait for our flight. And
They have a
the
at
thing
airport.
is, I found out recently that, you know, protocol is that you're supposed to start boarding 30 minutes before the flight departs so that when your departure time is when you actually, or around the time you actually leave. You know, make sense? You prepare so when you're leaving, you're actually leaving. It was 2:15, it was 2:35 when they started loading, and I was like, huh. That doesn't seem right. So yeah, we were very off time. And I heard that it was very, very bumpy at the back of the plane. I was like 3 rows behind the wings, but at the very ass end of the plane, it was apparently not that great.
The wings are always the best place to be sitting at in an airplane.
I'm always
Because
happy
that's the
because
place you don't
like it.
actually really feel too much of the turbulence or other.
Or you could feel all of it if something were to happen to
You
the
know what?
wings.
Isn't
What-
it the wings are the ones where there's like has a parachute and the escape like doors near it? So like I feel
Yes.
like that's
There's one at
That
the
doesn't
front,
mean you'll
there's one in the
survive.
back, and there's one on the wings. But like,
Doesn't
we're
mean you'll
we're
survive.
flying 140. Yeah, we're flying an hour and 40 minutes to the state that we are like right next to. They don't have parachutes. Like parachutes are for
they
people.
should.
No, they don't. Parachutes are for. I'm relatively certain that that's not how that works. Parachutes are for people who understand how to use parachute.
Oh,
If
literally,
the plane.
when I was on a plane and we were going to Florida, I sat at the window seat and they're just like showing us how to use a parachute and where they were under like our seats, and they're going,
Are
even
you-
though we're like not crossing water or any shit, they're just like, but you gotta know the safety stuff, so just in case something happens.
Yeah, when was this?
And I went to Disney World in November.
Huh.
Okay.
Because
Fairly-
like, it is. The thing is, planes now are almost all turboprop planes, which means that they siphon air in order to make thrust and push the plane forward. So, giving a bunch of dumb people who don't know how to parachutes.
Like dumb.
Are you telling me that if someone gave you a parachute and told you to jump out of a plane and that you're going to be given no directions whatsoever, you were simply expected to be able to put it on yourself, jump out the plane yourself, and know when to pull the chute and do it correctly yourself, you would be completely 100% capable of doing that?
Yes.
I wanted to survive. Yes.
You see, I have a hard time believing that.
They gave you.
I know how a parachute works and where the pins are. On
Yes,
your
but
right
not
shoulder,
everyone.
you have the,
Well, yes,
you have the main parachute. On the left shoulder, on the red pull lever, is the emergency parachute.
My point
You
is that
eject your parachute at 1,500 feet. 2,500 feet.
And yeah,
Or you
everyone
can
knows
actually just pull it
exactly
immediately.
how to do that. But the point is that if you go to a pool with the diving board and you know how to do a backflip, are you 100% guaranteed that the first time you try to do a backflip, you will complete it 100% correct the first time? You
No, I
don't
was
need a
that far.
chance to try it once and know how hard you have to try to rotate your body to get the flip off correctly so that you don't go too far or too little. You're saying you could just do it 100% the first time if you've never done it there before.
Yep.
I have a hard time believing that, but whatever.
On another episode of Michael Fights Our Guests.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
Michael,
my
Michael,
point
I've
is-
been in the military.
my point
I've
is,
learned how to use them.
yes, you're one person. You're one person, Jonas. There's a plane of 90 people. Are all those people are going to be completely capable of not finding some
Who cares
way-
about those people?
one
Care
way?
about yourself.
The airplane companies do, because they're the ones who get sued when they give parachutes to people who don't know how to parachute, and then they accidentally pull it immediately and then go right into the freaking turbines of the plane. They're
Oh,
betting that 90 people on that plane are capable of parachuting to safety without dying. That's why I don't believe that parachutes on planes are a good idea, or that they're going to do it, because people are greedy and they don't care if 89 people survive. They care about how much money they're going to lose from one person killing themselves, them getting sued, and then all of the people going, someone died on that plane because they don't know how to do whatever. I'm not choosing that plane company. They're greedy. They're not going to care if most of the people survive. They're going to be like, we want money.
Gosh, this debate went really sour really fast.
I mean, it's better than, I don't know, talking about, like, genocide the first time.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right. We need to talk about genocide? Okay, so which one are we talking about? The Ottoman Empire? Holocaust?
Well, actually, funny story. I don't believe the Ottoman Empire, I could be wrong, but I don't believe they actually did genocide. It was more like their main military force was based off of kidnapping Christian boys in order to essentially make them slaves directly to the crown, and training them so that they didn't have a soul, making them eunuchs, and essentially just like taking away their entire life simply so that they could fight for a different religion. You know, great stuff like child kidnapping and child labor.
Yay!
Hey, man, the kids don't work nowadays.
Yep, you know, what am I doing? I could be out laboring in the fields, you know, fixing the spinning mills or a cotton gin, but no, instead I'm making a podcast.
No, Michael,
Such a
my job is to
disappointment.
fix the cotton gin.
Well, you see, the problem is everybody when child labor was at its peak, you know, industrial era Britain was working on some form of thing that has to do with the textile industry or the coal mining industry. You're right, I should be down in the mining fields the mines right now. In fact, I'm going to go leave so that I can go get blown up in a freak accident because people during industrial age didn't have rights as workers.
Yay!
Mildly educational.
Mildly, this is good.
Ronnie,
It's good
Ronnie,
to learn.
you know what, Ronnie?
Yes.
You're a good kid.
I think that's only the second time you've said that, so thank you.
Things happen to him. Good point.
Also,
The most expensive
Nah.
thing about an plane crash is the cost of
The plane.
when all the people are dying. It's not about the actual plane.
Yeah.
It's about all the people that.
the thing is, if the reason the plane goes down is because the flight, the pilot was screwed up, people, I believe, can still make the legal case to not sue the pilot, but sue the company that hired a pilot who is bad at piloting. If there's a problem with the actual manufacturing of the plane, if Boeing made that plane, their bank account's the one taking the hit of possibly like 90. If there's 90 people on that plane, 90 people died, and they're all of different families, all those families actually decide that they have the physical and mental capabilities to press charges, they will. So now Boeing's taking several $100,000 hits to the bank account, which adds up.
It's actually the company, not the manufacturer.
Well, I'm saying it depends upon what the problem is. If there's a problem with the actual creation and fabrication of the plane, then the creator would take the hit. But if it's like it depends upon who screwed up where. Also, after flying twice, one here, one back, the most important skill that I have learned for commercial flights from being a teen is the ability to sleep while sitting up.
Yes, I fly all the time, and that's so true.
Wait, Michael, how many times have you flown in your life?
Probably around 6 to 8, because I've flown to St. Louis before, but like
Get on my level 20 drone.
Ronnie,
you see,
get on my level, 32.
What?
he's been alive.
How many of those are international?
Boys, get on my level. 1.
You see,
No, seriously, Jalen, how many of those are international?
About 3.
Ah,
I have
national, I've
4.
had 6.
No, it's
Ooh.
about to be 4. 4 on July 1st, because Kenya.
Cross country. No, not cross country. To
Okay,
another
but
Cross
country.
continents.
Ronnie, how many states have you visited?
Oh, not a lot.
Is this turned out to be a
It's a
A
dick
competition
measuring
on-
competition of
Look
how many
flights I have taken.
God
My
damn it.
penis is bigger than you.
Only for guys, excuse you.
no, the thing is, metaphorically speaking,
I'm sorry, Jazz.
it
You're right.
Sorry,
also
Jasmine.
happens. And
It's
second
a
of
flex
all,
measure.
you're not the only person disappointed right now. I too am also disappointed that this is just broken down into a dick measuring contest.
Hey, man. Hey, man. That's what essentially
We are
all
guys.
politics
It's
and
natural.
competition are.
You see, the problem is, we guess 80% of us are guys, but I also don't feel insecure about my achievements, so I also don't have to haha.
I'd have this.
First of all, Michael, you've met me. I'm hella fucking insecure about everything.
Well, yeah, but you're also competitive. It's either one or the other or a mix of both.
It's
I
always
just do
in
it because I think it's fun.
So that's probably means you're overly competitive. Well, not
I need
overly,
some
but
form
competitive.
of reassurance that I deserve to actually have something, so that's just what I'm doing.
I
Insecurity.
Ronnie-
have confidence in myself.
Yeah.
I like to
People love
just
you.
banter around, have fun.
Eh,
Nothing else, nothing more.
Also, I decided to add a part to the description of Tangent Talk where we may or may not talk about bobsled races, so I will now bring up the topic of bobsled races for no other reason than to constantly say bobsled races, because I kind of feel like saying bobsled races is kind of fun, but not nearly as fun as saying words like shindig or hullabaloo.
tabernacle.
Hullabaloo is so fun.
How do you like saying whack?
Hey,
Yeah,
there's
you
nothing
do
whack
say
with
whack.
saying whack, and I will
We
attack.
need. We need
What
a
have you
whack
done,
leader.
Jasmine?
But he literally every single time, like we have a conversation, at least once he'll say whack. I was like,
That's like complaining about someone who speaks English saying V or A. It's part of my vernacular.
It's part of his vocab. Just we all have to get over it at some point.
whack.
That's like complaining
Wow.
about you saying you talk about snacks too much.
I know, but it's just like
It's someone else, it's not you, so then therefore it's wrong.
survive. When did you start saying whack? Like,
I don't know.
Did she
Whack
say that
is
to anyone
beautiful.
else?
Whack is the best word Michael ever says.
whack.
Ronnie's consistent ass kissing makes me cringe some days.
I only do it cause you give me insecurities.
Good.
Jalen, I don't know if you'll get
No.
Jalen, I don't know if you'll get this reference, but Quiet Simmons.
Fuck off.
Well, no, you're
Red
not
versus
Simmons.
blue.
Ronnie's being Simmons.
But I'm
Yeah.
technically Simmons.
Stop having a
The
Simmons
irony.
measuring contest.
I'm not in this one.
I am Simmons. It's not a quest. It's not a contest if I am Simmons.
You're not Simmons, though. And I don't think anyone's watched Red versus Blue, so I'm, like, sad.
I have
know
found
the reference.
2 really good Kevin stories.
Do the
They are
freaking
very
Kevin
short.
stories while we don't have, while we avoid having a Simmons measuring contest.
They are very
Ronnie.
small, so
Say your
they're
language.
not that big. So here it is. That time, Kevin thought he could understand Chinese. Pretty sure my sisters and Kevin. There are at least a dozen stories like this. We were out to eat at a Chinese restaurant. The waitress, who was Asian, come up to us and asked us what we would like to order. In English. Kevin looks shocked and doesn't even wait for the waitress to leave. She loudly proclaims, "I understood everything she said." My family looks on at her in utter disbelief, and my mom explained to her that that's because she spoke in English.
Wow. That's not just stupidity, that's also racial profiling.
So we are looking for a board game to play. There are a cabinet full of them at my parents' house. Inside the cabinet is a small black box, probably 8 inches tall and 12 inches long. She asks, "What is that?" "It's a safe." Well, Kavina goes,
Am I the only one who can't hear him anymore? Because I kind of can't hear him.
I can hear some of it,
No, like,
but not all of
dead silence.
"Hello?"
Silent.
Yeah, for
it.
whatever
Okay, now he's
reason,
back.
it literally, you cut out right after saying that the Kevin asked about
Okay.
the safe. Because, like, I
Uh,
literally
I'll
went,
read the story. I'll read the story again then. So we are looking for a board game to play. There are a cabinet full of them at my parents' house. Inside the cabinet is a small black box, probably 8 inches tall and 12 inches long. She asks, "What is that?" "It's a safe." Well, Kavina goes, "How do you play it?"
yes.
Think I got it.
Also, I just want to bring this up because this happened today. Rest in peace, Etika. You
I
will be
don't-
missed.
Is that the Russian dog who went to space?
No, it was
No,
a YouTuber.
the
Oh.
YouTuber.
He,
I saw it on Reddit like
no, that's
10 minutes
Laika.
ago.
That was the Russian dog that went to space. Plus, that was like 1950s. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It was
Michael.
like, again, I was more confused about the timing, but I was like, Etika sounds like Laika, and Laika is the Russian dog that went to space. And
You
I was
heard
like,
Ka.
no, I heard Etika, but I went, I wasn't remembering what the Russian dog who went to space's name, but I remember the K ending, so I was like, Lytica, Etika, same thing, and then I was like, wait, no, Lyta, Etta, different, not same. What? He could have had a generation. He could have been a clan.
The Etika, like the Laika clan,
Yeah.
actually sounds like something you'd see in Boruto, and they
Well-
would be really strong for like an episode, and then they'd be bitches for the rest of the series.
Well, I guess you'll just have to add that to D&D.
No, I won't because then I start thinking of Boruto, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm trying to rewatch Boruto.
I never
Just to
watched it in the
see-
first place.
No spoilers.
No, I'm just trying to see if I can like maybe I can get back into it. Maybe I got burnt out from watching so much of it at one point. No, I was fucking tired. I won't spoil because Jet is apparently watching Boruto and
I will, eventually.
rest No, Michael. It's okay.
Sounded like you called me Jet.
Well, I mean, I don't expect you to die to an earthbender and it never actually drew blood. Because we can't show blood for a children's show.
We can't show anything. It's a podcast.
I honestly...
But
Okay,
we
Ronnie?
can though. We have a stream. I've been uploading pictures of Breath of the Wild while that salt train was happening. Your
I
joke is
saw, but
invalid.
no.
Ronnie, if you're gonna make jokes, as the master of jokes, I hereby claim they gotta at least be like
Decent.
there. Like, if this was a podcast that didn't show the stream chat, then I would be like, yes, that was a good joke. A good joke. That was not bad. I give you mild amounts of kudos for that. But you didn't.
Yeah.
If you made
well.
a joke like saying that someone's salt train on you was a assault, then I would give you kudos. But you didn't make that joke. I did.
I don't make that one because it's so often that I forget to. Oh well.
Like, you don't realize how much people assaulting you gives you opportunities to meme or to pun, but you don't.
Guys. It's so useless.
Who?
You've just learned this now?
Okay,
What- wait.
Here's why though. When I tried to look up lighters, all they had was 13,000 resources. So like, and you know what they all were?
What?
You're actually
What?
you're gonna have to tell us. We're not mind readers.
Nor can we mind read from a significant distance.
Well,
Ronnie, you have to have a mind to read. Anyway,
I
continue,
said
Jasmine.
I said we're
God
not mind
damn.
readers, so us not being
I
mind readers
know.
already means that the range doesn't matter. You're
I'm just gonna mute.
Also,
No.
again, what did she say was useless?
eBay.
Oh,
eBay.
why do you want a lighter? You're trying to cook cookie dough in a spoon?
Okay, I get that Family Guy
No,
reference.
that one meme with Cookie Monster. That was awesome.
Yeah, I actually
that
never
really-
watched the show. I saw the meme, so that's what I was doing it off of. But yeah, it was a reference. That's how
As
deep
soon
in the
as I heard
references I
Cookie doing the
am.
lighter, I'm like, God damn it, Michael. How
I'm
did
sorry, I'm lost in the sauce of references.
I'm mad that I got it without even thinking for half a second.
Yeah, which is also a reference to a meme. Everything's a meme.
Life is a meme if you just look hard enough.
Yeah, like Tim giving someone lemons. Which I'm doing for the obligatory life gives you lemons joke, not for the obligatory
the
D&D
first tablet
reference.
that could connect to the cloud.
I mean, if you throw it hard enough, it'll connect to the cloud.
I mean, I don't think you can throw it that hard for it to connect to the cloud.
I didn't
but
say you had to
it's
throw
worth
it
a
that
try.
hard. You also have to get in a plane, but like, just wasn't mentioning the need for ability to air travel. Just get up at a Cessna, open the window, yeet it.
Wait, if someone could Jesus walk on water, does that mean that they could jump on clouds?
Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Huh, there is a spell in D&D called Waterwalk. Oh my god, that's terrible.
What?
People would just abuse Waterwalk like, hey, clouds are made of water particles, therefore I could still use it. So I'm just going to jump on these clouds.
I
From
mean,
cloud to
yeah,
cloud.
but also, like, they'd essentially be able to fly if they, like, made steam. See,
Huh.
this is what happens when people, like, start to get on my level of metagaming using the powers of science. Like, I would just use Shape of Water and Water Walk at the same time to just gain complete independence from gravity and be completely able to move on all Y, X, and Z axes.
Isn't the Z-axis a circle?
No. It's an axis. It's a straight line.
Power?
Miracle.
I want that as a shirt. Someone get on that. We need
The
the
axis
Z-axis.
I
is-
Oh, part of me just went, what's the dumbest thing I can say right now? Oh, that's pretty stupid. Let's say that.
So
Wait, let's change it up a bit.
Oh, I
what-
kind of feel like you just said that.
remember the time that we were talking about Into the Spider-Verse? Jalen, play dumb. Is the Z-axis a circle? Not that dumb.
That's my one thing. It's like, don't let them know how smart you are. Just play dumb. Hi, Jalen. Who's Jalen? Not that you fucking moron.
That was...
If they're willing to make Spider-Man rated R for one movie, it needs to be Spider-Man and Deadpool as just the movie itself. Please. Please. I beg of you. Disney, you own everything now. You have the power to make it happen.
But they don't own Marvel.
They kind of do at this point. Like, they don't, but everyone kind of already sees them, like, Marvel as the bitch of Disney.
What?
Like, Marvel can't really do anything or produce their own content without Disney even slightly knowing about it and then giving the okay for it. So it's like a teenager that goes out and says, I'm my own person, and their parents are still tracking their phone like, yep,
Damn.
yep,
Yeah, definitely, little bitch.
yep, you're your own person, all right? Just, that's how Marvel is when it comes to, like, being its own anymore. Because Disney is Thanos collecting all the Infinity Stones, and I know who's next. They're gonna buy DreamWorks, and then Blue Sky.
Wait, don't they already own DreamWorks?
No, they don't.
They just work with them a lot.
No, they work with Pixar.
No, Disney owns Pixar.
Nope. Joke's on you. They're actually buying Hatco, the one Elon Musk has that sold hats and now sells flamethrowers.
Michael, let me tell you, if Disney owned DreamWorks, we would be getting a lot more How to Train Your Dragon and Shrek related movies.
Well, yeah,
More
but the
than
thing
the
is,
It was terrible.
But do we want those made by Disney?
well,
No,
yeah, but also,
not-
like, low-key, they'd essentially have a monopoly on high-budget animation movies. You want animation, bitch, you gotta go back to Disney. It's like a drug. There's only one...
Animation is a drug? I mean, I am kind of addicted to it.
Well, I'm saying if animation was a drug, there'd only be one dealer, and that'd essentially be Disney.
See, Disney is more of a mafia boss.
I didn't say they were a drug dealer. I'm just saying they're the one who owns the company that owns the guy who makes the drugs and distributes them.
They're the kingpin.
Yeah.
Which is ironic now that they
And they only,
own
like,
Marvel.
only...
Yeah.
You know, you could still get a little bit at kind of a high risk from, like, I don't know, the little guys like Rooster Teeth and a little thing that no one's ever heard of called Ruby, Camp, Genlock, Red vs. Blue.
Could you imagine if Disney owned Team 4-Star and then they just took, hey, you know that Hellsing thing you guys did?
Oh god,
Let's see if we
that'd
can
be
make
hilarious.
more of them.
But then
I'm
they
like,
made
oh,
it
no.
G-rated.
I would hate my life. Also, that'd be G-rated. E-rated is for games.
No, I said G.
Oh, I thought you said E.
No. I'm not that deep in the sauce of video games. Also, for the first time in many years, I watched cable television because I was reading a book in a room and they turned the TV on to watch sports in St. Louis while I was in that room. You know that Raid game? Like, for mobile? Yeah,
Raid
Raid
Shadow
Shadow
Legends?
Legends?
yeah,
That
that
every
got...
YouTuber is getting sponsored by?
Not us.
It looks fun, but I won't.
Well, yeah, but my point is, they got an ad on TV. I was bamboozled. a mobile game got a television ad, do you know how like
Much money that
Mind-
costs?
do you know no
Yeah.
not even that. Do you know how mind-blowing that is? It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it, though.
Can Raid please sponsor us?
Yeah, Raid,
We need money.
if you really are a good game, you'll prove it by sponsoring us.
You hear that, YouTube? Set your algorithms up to have people watch us.
Yeah,
I think we're so
or
below
all
the
5 of us
algorithm, they won't hear this.
or all 5 of us will throw hands all at once, and it'll be a minor
I will-
inconvenience.
Michael, ready for
I'll
a
probably
combination of the auras and the mudas?
Sure. But I can't speak very quickly, so I'm just gonna, like, type it, I guess. I'm guessing you're doing the aura.
No, I'll do the muda.
I'll do the muda, because mada muda mada aura. Mada muda mada baka. I'm bad at typing. Also, shout out to the 2 people in the back row who actually understood this reference. Also, I just realized I said 2 people in the back row, but that's half of our audience.
Oof.
We honestly need, like, at this point, I kind of just want to, like, make a reference shirt to this podcast where it's, like, instead of making 3 different shirts for snacks, murder, food, lost in the reference sauce, and is the z-axis a circle, it's just a shirt that says all 3 of them.
Wait, if we have the z-axis as a circle, can we please have Patrick asking it like it was his mayonnaise
No,
instrument?
no, we'll have your face on it.
Well, yeah, but, like,
Is the z-axis a circle?
but the problem is that that character's copyrighted, so no, we can't sell that.
Fine. Okay, so you put Okay.
Oh well. We've been at it for an hour and 17 minutes, and I feel like things are kind of dying down and people are out of subjects.
No, okay.
Snack specialist, do you have any snack-related rants that you would like to
Do you
embark
think it's a
upon?
good idea to eat candy canes that are like 2 years old?
What are your thoughts on? What are you?
All I heard was candy cane.
In your opinion, what is the most efficient form of candy cane? Period. Like the little like hockey pucks, the like orbs that are like kind of chalky but they're kind of good, or like the actual long candy canes, or the big thick like stick. I broke this off of a tree. Candy canes.
The one that you can make into a shank, the one that your grandma gives you, and the one that you get in a restaurant.
Or the again
So
the
like
like
the circular mints things.
the pucks, the grapes,
The disc.
the sticks or the logs. Those
The
are four.
logs.
Those are
Okay,
the 4 options.
so if you want like something to last, and usually I would for my preference, cause I like snacks. So if I can snack
No,
real long,
really. No, really.
so I take the long like log one because one,
Well,
grip
Okay.
of like if you want to make a weapon, and you can just it's really easy to just like make it real pointy and stuff, and it doesn't really like break as much as like the you
Fair.
also get a lot more like quantity over like quality, I guess, but like they're still kind of like all the same quality. It's just you have more of a big giant ass peppermint log. So like, would you want a big log or a tiny little coin size mint or a thin?
edible metal?
Michael,
What?
Who called my name
Yeah,
white?
edible metal.
Who called my name?
Edible gold?
Who called my name?
Ronnie.
oh
What'd
me,
you want?
sorry. Can you give me can you allow me to post on InStream because I made a Z-axis circle shirt.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I suppose new members need the permissions or some shite. So high maintenance. I mean, what?
No, but like, what if we had like something like metal alloys? That's not like edible gold. No, no, no. I mean like, it's a physical bar of gold
That you can chew
mined
on.
straight from the earth that you could just chew on or suck on like it was a jawbreaker. Just edible metal.
Why? And what nutrition value would it have? Like,
It wouldn't have
It's
to have
a
a
lit-
lot. It's full
a-
of iron.
It's technically a mineral, so it would be as healthy as water.
Boom. Fuck your
um,
pretentious mineral water. I'm getting it straight from the source.
you think water comes from gold?
No.
What?
When
Just
people get mineral water because they want the minerals inside the water. What if you just wanted to get the minerals straight from the minerals themselves?
oh my god.
This is an odd concept, and I think he'll find a way to make it real.
Because I really do want the aspect of candy canes,
Made of real
and
metal.
then yes, and then we make actual shanks. Are you saying you wouldn't want to deck the halls and slit some throats? I mean, totally fairly friendly help. Thanks to our sponsors on YouTube. Oh wait, we don't have any. Anarchy. Fuck this place.
Oh wait, yeah. Since no
Ah,
ad
I
service
gave
is
you
gonna watch this,
permissions.
we can curse.
No fucking shit, dum dum. Also,
Fucking dumb.
Ronnie's
I
still
kind of missed that.
cursing. He's just like,
No, I'm not scared
Like-
of cursing. I'm just scared of speaking, because if I say
This is
something,
why you're a
it's
bitch.
gonna be that.
okay, let me put it like this.
Ron, that's
Unless
like-
it belongs,
curse.
unless the subject matter belongs specifically and only in an SFW chat, then it's probably okay to talk about. And if you start talking about, like, murdering hookers or something, I might have to stop you, but, like...
I don't think I would ever do that, but okay.
Also, I gave you permission, so
Wait,
in stream, just
so
put
can I
your
talk
shirt.
about this one hooker I murdered? Or is
Hey,
that-
hey.
What?
Damn it.
No, he's not. He's not serious, Justin.
I mean,
No.
I might.
Of course he's not serious, but why would you just? You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this.
It's very cute. He said that he would have to stop us. I have to bring up.
Okay, Ronnie, I gave you permissions in stream.
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay back here.
No, put the shirt.
Put
Oh,
your shirt on, you little piece of shit.
okay, goddamn.
Put the shirt
Oh,
on, you
wow,
little
you
cockwomble.
goddamn.
Really?
It still says missing permissions.
Okay, DM it to me and I'll put it there. I don't... Like...
Watch it say you don't have permission to DM.
You're not a friend.
Alright, now it's just slow. Da-da! It's not, like, good, but da-da.
So, you know that bit about accents you wanted to do? You want to do that now or something?
What do you mean you won't do it now?
Oh, God.
we
that's
all
just-
have.
That's just awful unfortunate.
I know, it bloody hell. Every time you think they're making fun of people's
Make
actions.
it stop.
Sorry, stream, can't make it any
Just
bigger.
let it happen. Just
But-
let it happen.
It's not a bad shirt. Well, my problem is for the longest time I couldn't do accents. They were just like I would get like I don't know, a top of the morning to you, laddie. But then the second I tried to say anything else, I would just go back to normal. Like it was just that. Like I couldn't do it. They were unstable. But then turns out after doing so many 3-hour-long streams, I guess my voice leveled up, and now I could do them. My only problem is that sometimes that'll start in one and then it'll just sleep into another one, and then, comrade, you end up doing something that is somewhere between one and the other, and it just turns out very, very bad. Or you start in one and it goes to another, and then so on and so forth, and it just ends up nowhere near where you started it.
Well, you see here, comrade. What you first have to do is make sure that you have a very good mindset of what you are going to say before you say. Then, now that you have it in your mind what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, you make sure that you keep it on there, so that way you can slowly transition into possibly making something up. And then you start talking about putting all the shrimps on the body, but then no one ever cares about all the shrimps on the body
Because it's
no
too
one ever likes
cliche.
body.
I'm scared.
I mean, yeah, but I also kind of feel like it is just somewhat actually funnier to have it just free flow on its own. I don't know what's going on, but it is happening, and it just kind of happens. And then you wonder, well, like, if I'm not the one controlling it, then who is? And then you start getting in existential crisis territory, and you wonder if there's a
Michael.
god or a higher power that's deciding what you're going through and where it's happening, and then you decide you don't really care and go back to drinking chocolate milk.
Michael, don't you know? Don't you know that we are essentially all the D&D characters made by our own gods? And that they are constantly rolling for all of our actions?
So someone's rolling a lot of ones for me?
That's exactly what is the problem. Now see, if we were to have everyone rolling nothing but nat 20s, then everyone would be a god. Now because not everyone's a god, everybody must have to deal with the fact they get nat ones. Now if they were to get nat ones, then it'd have to be like, oh, I accidentally knocked a glass right off my table and now everybody's in all mad about it. Or
I
it
have
could
no
be
idea what he's saying.
I will
Nah,
point
just
out,
listen.
All I hear is blah, 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 like in a change of tone, and then all of a sudden it goes blah, 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 blah. Like
I
don't-
I want to point out that no one can ever say this podcast is not unique, because I don't think there's a single other channel or video on Earth that can claim to have existential crises in various vernaculars and accents.
Oh,
I'm
God.
pretty sure there is. All you gotta do is find one out, bud.
Oh no. This is my least favorite one.
Ronnie, calm down.
what?
No.
How is that? Man.
He's not using big words. He's not trying to be a gentleman. He's not finishing every sentence with lad, lady, or lass. So you should probably be fine. If they use lass a little, it's okay. But if they use lass as the only term for female, you know you're in trouble.
Oh God.
That or they're just so old that everyone is young compared to them, and then that's why they call
Ronnie,
them lass.
why is it that you hate this type of boy? It's because of my choice in vernacular, my dosey dose, my
That's a
it's
dosey
my
don't. That's a
particular
dosey
method
don't.
of articulation. Particular method of articulation. Because I could do something that's a little bit more reasonable and more familiar for you. Right.
I half expected you to say articulated.
Also, the way, yeah, we're starting to get into danger zone when he finishes every sentence by going, ah. That's why, like, also, some of it's not even just being able to mimic the, like, accent, but it's also, I guess, vocabulary.
Mhm.
Because, like, the key to the proper modern British accent is the correct usage and number of bruvs, absolutes, and madmans.
Just fucking madman.
Because if you want to do it right, it's, bruv, you're an absolute madman.
That just sounds Scottish.
The thing
You're
is, I'm
an
bad at the.
absolute
I'm,
madman.
the thing is, I'm bad at the voice, but I know the word, so I just kind of have to teeter on the edge of insanity, like I do.
Ronnie, I do have one more voice that's a little bit more comfortable, but it's also kind of stereotypical.
I mean, at this point, the
Here's
entire
echoing.
thing is just a stereotype. That, and also, I'm pretty sure everyone's.
Try me.
It would be a long time for us to correct it. In the name of our Savior!
Okay,
Can I
well,
get away?
now you're getting into Far Cry 5 territory.
Can I get
I
away?
think at this. I think
feel
at
like you're
this
trying to
point,
do-
I just your average black church pastor.
I mean, that or Macho Man Randy Savage.
I say that even if I was to try and do a different type of stereotypical black preacher, then I'd say that it would have to be a lot better than that.
Also, like, low-key
That just sounds
Johnny
like
Bravo.
what I think Martin Luther King Jr. would be.
No, he was,
No.
I believe, a lot more, like, righteous.
Righteous.
I mean, I could pull up the I Have a Dream speech.
I don't
I'm
want to
telling
see
you,
that
I'm
because I Have a
telling
Dream is
you,
really
it's
long.
Not that bad.
Well, I mean, only long enough for him to get the original, the like
good part.
stereotypical meme. You know, everyone remembers. I have a dream part off of, but like not let him get too far past that.
I, Giorno Giovanna, have a dream.
Andy, it's that
become-
one day that I will actually be able to button the top 3 buttons of my button-up shirts, and then they won't
Absolutely
refuse
not.
to
It's so
close.
that way I might become a gang star. Cue
Well-
the gayest music ever.
Okay then.
No, Giorno is
like-
the only one who actively tries to like not be sexually harassed by his stand, and it you see it all the time, like in his poses, the way he poses with his stand, even in the freaking opening, he's stopping his stand from trying to kiss his face so he can look at the camera. Like, what the is he gonna bang his spiritual apparition of himself?
That's
absolute-
that's a next level of narcissism we weren't ready for.
Then again, he is the son of Dio, which makes sense. Michael, you know what I realized? What we don't have?
What?
A
Rhythm
theme song.
Well, yeah, we don't have
Music.
Someone get Rhythm Bot in here.
I mean, I'll get on it later, but like, why are the only thing you here to do, Jasmine, is to talk about snacks and try and get the chat into a rioting frenzy by chanting something?
Hey!
That's
Right!
the best part.
That's still one of my favorite scenes of Avatar. Just, how are we gonna get it started right? Then he tries to punch him like, no. Why don't we just use our words? Like, you want to start right here? Let me tell you how to start right. Picks a dude up. Hey! Riot! Yeah! Riot!
And let me tell you, that was rough, buddy.
That
References.
That just sounds like a lot of fun.
References, buddy. References. I'm
You
deep
know
in the
why
reference
people
sauce.
don't like Boruto?
Mm.
It's the Legend of Korra, but for Naruto.
Legend of Korra
So
ass.
I mean that, and also like all the struggle that was originally there for Naruto, which made him a relatable character, wasn't there for Boruto, who was just different but good. It's like, oh, my unique skills are unique, and they're like, yes, but you have skills, which is why no one likes you, you pissy little bitch.
It took 65 episodes for Boruto to stop, hating his dad. Because that's when the movie happens in the anime. Just, now that we're done with the movie, Boruto can stop being a pissy little bitch. Now he's only slightly unsufferable.
So basically, people hate Boruto,
Yes.
because he's not Naruto.
Also, when he
Yeah.
uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu, it's Boro 2. Ah.
No,
Those
it's
two.
it's Boro 4 because he can't make anything more than 4 clones. Like, you are an Uzumaki. You have thousands of rich cultural history of pumping out more shadow clones than rabbits pump out babies on Viagra.
And that's
You
a
have
lot.
potential.
That's such a horrible
Also,
analogy.
Can we have a question? I have a question for you, though. Who the hell is the
Mhm.
sick fuck giving rabbits Viagra?
Probably Jalen.
I
No.
promise you, I was only 6. I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was sick. And
God damn it.
And now they've evolved to only have babies because of that.
I mean,
Yes,
I would say
I
PETA,
agree.
but they'd be probably too busy trying to euthanize it by feeding them like cyanide or some shit.
and happiness. Don't forget about the happiness.
Get that shit out of
Whoa.
here!
Rah,
We're gonna end this podcast right now because of that.
rah, horse.
And
Tell
I'll
me.
be going. See ya.
You gotta
And
stop.
just like that, I'm out.
Well,
Bye.
that was just.
We probably lost
Oh wait,
viewers.
hold on.
Did we
One
lose
Punch
viewers
Man
because of
Season
that?
2, episode 11
Ronnie,
just
we
dropped
can't
to
lose
our...
viewers if we don't have any.
Oh.
I mean, right
Okay.
before that, we got down to 4.
Look at what you did. Jazzy Jazz.
What the fucking
Also-
communism is going on here?
What
Weird.
am
Um.
I say
Stop.
no.
You
That
know
was a reference to a DJ named Jazzy.
Through the power vested in me, I hereby mute you for like 5 minutes until you calm the fuck down. That was wacky.
Wait, you
Yes, I
muted
muted
her?
Kit Kat.
Yes.
Stop just
You're
blasting music. I have these powers, and I will abuse them. No more music. I hope you're listening to me, okay? I'm working
Michael
on the
is
music,
one who will-
and I'm the only one who has the capability of managing how the stream hears the music. So, for all you know, the 3 people watching, including Jacob Catalan, you could have just deafened them. So
With
please,
that terrible song.
Who's
Jonas,
still playing it?
Jonas, I know it was you.
No! Mute him too.
You.
through the power bestowed in me.
I got
Oh, she's-
one.
No! Mute no juice.
Shoot.
You get that shit out of this church. Or synagogue, or whatever you believe in.
We are a ziggurat. Thank you.
I forgot. I can't remember that word, okay? I trusted you to get the 3rd one.
Now, Michael, that is also a
shit, I'm out.
Fuck
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Okay,
No.
that's fine.
Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
Okay, Kit Kat, I'm gonna mute you, and if you're playing that song again.
Hi, that was me.
Did you have
That-
fun with your little outro music?
What?
No, Jonas
Wasn't
playing
music.
"Fuck the Shit I'm Out" as his outro.
Oh, that was nice.
It was so perfect. It was perfection.
Nice.
Michael,
Mm.
I am doing all of this PR work for free. I expect payment on my wedding day if I ever get married. So, congrats, you might never have to pay me.
If you do the thing, you might be able to get married.
I'm not proposing to her today. I'm going over her house to do something
Are
else.
you sure about that? Wait, what?
So
The other
Right?
thing is to watch TV.
Jalen, I'll DM you later
I know.
about that.
I'm not going to go over to. Okay, first of all, her parents are gonna be there, and they won't leave us alone.
Miss Priest would kill you.
She'd probably
I'm not,
kill us.
I'm not saying it doing it today. I'm just saying that I want to help you to make sure it's going to be a.
Bruh, I'm
This
not
is the
doing it for like 6 years.
6?
6. I'm not proposing to Caitlyn until 6 years have passed.
But you already bought the
Okay.
ring.
I already bought the ring, so at least I know I have it.
Wait, what?
He's
What?
joking. It's a heirloom of the family. God damn it! I'm sick of this bullshit. With no one actually knows what's going on, causing riots in the streets, kind of shit. Get
You're
that?
gonna propose to somebody? And Caitlyn? Is it Caitlyn Crease?
Yes.
You didn't know they were dating?
They've kind of been a thing for like
Oh.
the past decade.
Wait, whoa, back up.
You're
Back
dating
up.
her?
You see,
You're
the thing
dating
is,
you?
I
What
didn't
the
say.
frick?
The thing is, I didn't say the last, like they were the same kind of thing for the past decade, and it was a metaphorical decade.
A meta. Mike, how do you metaphor it? Okay, you know.
You're talking to
Don't-
someone with literally no concept of time. I don't understand why you're
It
still
has
having
been
this
like
fight.
most likely half a year.
Tim is relative.
Like, I use the time as a joke. That's all it is to me.
But
I'm gonna get Chris to watch this thing.
Why
I don't know what to call it anymore.
Podcast.
It's called a podcast.
it's called a TV show for your ears.
I mean, that works too.
Whatever.
Sure.
Wait, so you're
Video.
sending this to Chris? You're sending this to Chris Barber?
Yes.
Okay, someone mark the timestamp. What is the
Ah.
timestamp? The timestamp is currently 1 minute 41. 1 hour and 41 minutes. Okay, so
1 minute.
also Jacob Catalan says stop. I'm assuming he's talking about the
The horses.
Also,
Is it?
someone's named C4. Hello, C4. I don't know who you are.
Explosion. Their name is True Art.
I was about to make that joke, so I'm gonna switch gears and make a Bakugo joke. Splitty hands, McGee.
Wait, no. What was it from Avatar?
Blasty Boom Boom Man.
Sparky
Three
Sparky Boom Man.
Yeah, Sparky Boom Boom Man.
It's Chris. Hi, Chris.
Okay, Chris. Everyone else shut up. I got something to say.
Oh,
Hello, Christopher Barbershop Quartet, too tall for your own good. Got a sword. You don't fit in a car. You can't fit on a bus. You got hands that span across continents. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but I might not be one. You have to correct me, am I?
Oh my God, Michael.
No,
What the
that's-
heck?
Of course, Michael has a whole tangent for insults.
That's not a
Okay.
tangent, and those weren't insults. That's my greeting to him every time I see him.
Oh gosh.
Damn it, Michael. No, I can't escape.
No, you can't.
I'm fine, just enjoying
It's
my.
not my fault.
roadblock.
I'm glad we roasted. I roasted Chris before we got. Before he got here. Like,
Oh yeah, Chris, go back in the stream to
Ronnie,
where he.
Ronnie, To see your 15th birthday.
Wait, but you didn't roast him so much as you understood why that people have a bad connotation with his name. Yeah, so apparently, Chris, people on like Reddit think that people are idiots are called Kevins and sometimes Chris's. So apparently people don't like your name, so you're gonna have to like not only do good for yourself, but do good for the rest of Chris kind in order to redeem your species existence in the eyes of the rest of the world. So yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, he'll be
I'll
fine.
think I'll actually be going now. Feel a bit tired, uneasy.
Okay.
It is like 10:44 where you are. Thank you for staying up this late.
Yeah, Chris, that is definitely true. You
I'll
are an
most
idiot.
likely just get 2 hours of sleep because I'm sweating like a heat.
Well, you don't know that because you've never been to Texas.
True.
I've been having the last 48 hours. I slept like 4 hours.
Sleep.
Well, go to sleep then. We'll
Good
just
night.
keep being an
Well,
idiot,
yeah, good night,
idiots
I guess.
for like.
I think when I'm sick, like I am now, I'm not
How
sleeping, I'm
dare
not
you
eating,
call me a
I'm not
Smurf?
drinking, and I'm not smoking cigarettes.
Jasmine's not.
Yeah.
Jasmine can't be a Smurf. She's blue.
Dabba dee dabba
She's
die.
not blue.
See you guys later.
Not blue. I mean.
Yeah, thank
He's
you,
not blue.
Ronnie. I'm not blue.
Dabba dee dabba
So-
die. Obligatory
I
music
am
reference.
Stick to her normal nickname, a midget.
You know what, Chris? Guess what? I grew a full. Now I am 5'2". Suck it.
Whoa, he's 5'2"?
Wow, really? I'm still
That's
taller
only-
than everyone I know, so back down.
That's like a whole 14 inches shorter than Chris now, as opposed to.
No,
No,
not 14. I
Chris,
think it's more like
just-
20.
abnormally tall, and me having some Asian blood in me, I'm
That
just
means shit.
short. But
That means shit.
I
There's
was
Asian
like
people
5
who are
foot
bigger than
for a
Chris.
long ass time. Now I'm 5'2". So like for
I thought you were
Asians, that's kind of like average, you know?
I
I'm-
honestly would have thought you were 5'2" before.
I'm gonna point
So-
out
I
now
hate
that
you, Chris.
I'm gonna point out now that my mother being 0% Asian is also probably the same height as you, but my father who's over 50% Asian, yeah, he's like, I don't know, probably want to say like 5'8", 5'10". So yeah,
You're Asian.
being Asian has not a lot to do with it. Or maybe Filipino
Yeah, I'm
Asian's
like, there
different
are
than the
Asian
rest of
people
Asia.
bigger than Chris.
Hey,
Have
but
you
just
seen
like
the freaking people who play basketball?
wait, actually no. When me and Chris are in China, almost
Yeah.
everyone was like hella tall. Like
Yeah, Jack Sweet.
no joke. It
Jack,
was so funny.
yeah,
Yeah, that's easy.
Jack Sway, say it anyway. Yeah, that dude, like, freaking miles
I
tall.
think he's 6 foot.
It's
Yeah.
so
No,
Chris
cool
said-
in
he's like the
China,
same height
that was
as
so
Chris.
funny. Everyone was taller than me. I thought I'd fit in more.
No.
I don't know.
So
Also,
Like,
It's
they're
okay,
very
Jasmine. We like you for your personality
It does
instead.
not matter because I was still offered free tattoos, drinks. Dane.
also,
They just
I want to point out that in like the 5 minutes that Chris has been like in the like audience of this podcast,
Comments.
he's already started a few fights, made fun of someone, roasting them on the internet, and also got off on a tangent. So at this point, he's probably just should be part of the cast.
don't like her
Ooh,
friend.
I honestly want to see just what is it, Chris and Jalen go off.
I mean, look, fam, I'm not gonna
Chris,
lie.
you with the cowboy hats. There's the
Ronnie,
song that we were playing.
No.
Ronnie, you think I picked on you and I bullied you? No, you
I
will not.
I'm not playing it. Okay, fine.
Watch.
Ronnie, play it. Ronnie.
But if you want, no, I'm not gonna
Really?
play it.
Ronnie, I know where you're going to visit on July 1st. You think I won't just bomb all of Kenya? I mean, you think I won't just find you specifically in Kenya? I mean, you think I won't just hijack? I mean, I will just attack you before you get to the airport.
Jasmine, there's as long as Jalen or Michael are in the vicinity, there will always be a target on my back. It's not worth it.
I'm just
It
gonna
really
point out the
is.
next person to play Old Town Road on my podcast gets kicked from the server.
I'm not gonna play it.
Also, he's calling you Dater. He made an anime reference. Get this man on the podcast. He's essentially part of the cast
God
already.
Okay, this was one of the few people back in 7th and 8th grade. I'm like, whoa, wait, do you like anime? I thought I was the only
Wait,
person. who
guys,
did.
go on Instagram. He's wearing a shirt that was it.
I don't have
Dragon
Instagram.
Screenshot it.
I do, but I follow Chris Tolpa.
Also, I want to point out
Jasmine,
that does
screen-
that mean that he's a closet anime fan, even though he in real life he'd never fit in a closet?
Ball? Yeah, Chris.
First of all,
My dumb
Do you-
self thinking, and I forgot what hair was in Chinese. Literally, I thought for the longest time, like when we first met, your last name was Tofa, and I got so confused when people were like, "There's a Chris Barber," and in my head there was another Chris named Chris Tofa, and I was like, "Wait." I was so confused for the longest time, and then I realized, wait a minute, this means hair in Chinese. So
That's
yeah,
not
and I
the
learned.
dumbest thing I've heard you say, because orchestra always finds
Wow,
ways to say
Ronnie.
something dumber.
Dang.
It
That's
isn't.
no-
Ronnie,
Ronnie.
Hold on.
No, isn't.
Ronnie,
you're not old enough to be making fun of people yet.
You're
You still
lucky
got to get
I
your
did
license.
not go to your
No.
school in Ronnie. I will find you, and I will.
do nothing to you.
Yeah. I will,
Also,
It'll
Ronnie,
be like those movie scenes where like the the short person tries to talk to the tall person who just
Damn.
hold your head back.
Also,
Jasmine, it's
Swear to
fine you're
God.
short, but your brain shouldn't be small either.
I'll call you
Damn.
and
Also,
like,
I like how
doing-
this is just broken down into people like standing in a circle insulting everyone on their left, right, and across from them. But also,
Michael, who made me get on you?
I mean,
No.
okay, but also like Ronnie, you don't
Mhm.
have to get your license because it'll probably be a while before I get mine, and I already start fights with people, so it's fine. Also, I'd like to think this podcast now also is mildly, technically medicinal, in that we psychologically helped Ronnie break out of his shell and start fights with people.
That's
He's-
not the best thing to
he's-
help someone do,
He's
but
now brave
kind
enough
of.
to start a fight with someone. We're helping him
Just-
slowly break out of his social egg.
But he's smart because he's only picking fights that he thinks he can win,
Yes.
which is good.
Emphasis on think.
Like, he doesn't pick a fight with you or me, Michael, because he knows that we would actively find him.
Ooh.
Also,
It's cause I've been friends with Jasmine longer, so I feel more comfortable insulting her.
We're friends? Hold up. When were
Oh,
we this
dang, dang.
Damn, she called you
I'm
a bitch.
kidding, Ronnie. No, I've known Ronnie. How long have I known you actually?
Yes.
Since I was in like the middle of 6th grade.
Also, yes.
No, Ronnie and I actually go way back. He's actually pretty chill.
Wait, did Chris?
Not gonna lie.
Wait.
Pretty funny.
Has Chris Barber
no-
watched JoJo's?
Yes, Chris Barber was the person who almost introduced me to JoJo's.
Okay,
It
now
was my-
you.
it was
Chris,
my-
you know what?
it was my
This
friend's
cold.
birthday.
You are cold. You are a cold, mean.
Are you
Dick,
trying to
but-
say that he's at an altitude where he actually has to worry about
Yeah,
temperature
you're up-
change?
Your head is like probably really. I
Dang.
don't. I'm trying to
Now
think
he's
of an
talking about his hydro flask.
Chris, no one cares about.
Jasmine, are you insulting him because you know he can't find you?
Actually, wait, Chris, have I given you my address before?
But everyone, calm down
No,
for a sec.
actually,
Like,
Chris, I have your address. I think I do.
Think.
I think. It's just not legally.
Everyone can drive illegally, but who can drive and not get pulled over by the police?
Oh,
That is the
well,
me.
I'd
Literally
say-
every time I go out and like I'm with somebody in the car with me, or I'm sitting in the driver's seat parked, and some like the passenger is like out in the store or something. Literally, a cop would come up and go, "Let me see your license" or some shit. Like, dude, I'm like learning, getting.
Who is breathing into their mouth?
Ronnie.
Mm,
Ronnie! Jesus!
yes.
Stop it!
Stop breathing.
Into
Yeah,
the mic.
No,
How do you know where I
stop
live?
breathing. You just use No one wants to hear your
Wait,
ASMR
why
on the
would
side.
you go to jail? What are you implying that you're gonna do? What the heck?
If you
Ronnie
jump me
keeps
at my
blowing
house,
his
I'll go to
microphone.
your. I'm going to
Because
jail.
I mean, I know you were like with Caroline, and you can go to jail for that. But like, look,
Oh! Oh! Damn!
did it hurt? Did it sting, Chris?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I deeply apologize.
Wait, what'd she say? I.
It blinked out on me too.
apologize. Chris. I'm sorry. You're a good buddy and friend, chummy chum pal. Sorry.
Honestly, I can't talk because Chris and I are in essentially the same position. Just
Wait, how? Oh my God! You both. Ah! No, I'm kidding.
Also,
just-
like, I want to point out that now he gets JoJo references, so now he definitely has to go back and watch the entire stream, the entire
Wait,
podcast.
you didn't hear that? Never mind. Someone bring it up.
Also, if you have a Discord, send it to Jasmine and then send it to me since you have that phone number and whatnot. And I feel like we should get Chris on the podcast. I want more people who just graduated to talk about what it's like in the real world so that I can scare people.
it's a
Well, I
bitch.
can tell you what a real public school is like now.
Jasmine, be quiet. Your parents manage your snack budget.
No,
Damn.
actually, I work for my own
Chris.
snack budget. B. People to pay for you.
I think I've actively like just gotten a compliment when I know it's not real. Like, because Chris just said we're both tall black guys. I'm like, I'm not tall, but thank you.
You are tall. You're not tall on the same level that Chris is tall.
You have his Discord.
But you're still tall.
Yeah, but like I didn't know that I had it until now, so
Get him
I
on
think-
the podcast.
I think
He
by
uses whack too. I clipped too far.
well, okay, my point is if you have to make another one, then send that one to me. Also, again, if like I have your Discord, but like I don't know when the I didn't remember I had it, and I don't remember which one it is. So
To me, what? Give what to me? It says to Jasmine. What to me?
his Discord if he has to make another one.
Oh, it's just for JRTC? Hold on, I think I have you then.
Well, yeah, I do too, but I kind of don't want. If he has to make another one, that'd be fine with me.
You'd
Since
rather him not have to make another one just for the sake of being on.
Hold on. What is Chris's?
Hmm.
Every time, okay, you know Hardwick from Cyber Patriot?
yeah,
Every time I read his name, literally, I see like without the W, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Every time.
So you see Hardwick, which is the best
Hardwick?
thing to ever say out
yeah.
loud.
The
But
thing
without
is,
Rodney.
Yeah, I got it. I
Okay,
got it
so-
after I said it out loud.
like, I have your phone number. I don't have your Discord, and you kept trying to get me into the Discord for RTC, but I never got in. So I don't have your Discord. So yeah. And he just said that he wishes Jasmine didn't have vocal cords.
Why?
Wait, wishes
Damn.
Jasmine didn't have what?
Vocal cords.
Oh.
Chris is always
You
rude to
something
girls.
like you could have done to what's her name?
Ooh,
Mm.
Caroline.
Oh.
Ooh.
It wasn't Natalia, Chris. It was the other girl.
I don't.
He's
I don't
probably
know
not
what's
gonna
going
say
on.
it on chat.
Jasmine, if you want to roast Chris on his girlfriends, you should talk about this one girl. Her name was Blythe, and that was the most hilarious
That's
thing
Celeste. It was
ever.
Celeste. No, okay. It wasn't one of Chris's girlfriends. It was a person that we knew, a friend. So
What kind of person is named?
Don't worry about it.
Just curiosity getting the better of me.
And hey, shut
What,
up.
Chris? You don't want to talk about her? Why not? She's so cool. She's so nice. Do you still talk
Would
about
you say that it was out of this world?
Stop.
No.
Jesus, okay.
I just want to point out that the puns are my gig, and I will never give them up.
never mind.
Michael, there's no need for you to be Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
To be honest, what if I just like put him on call and then you can hear his voice through the microphone of like
I know at this point he should just be trying to recover his, I don't know, Discord account or make a new one. Heck, I mean, this podcast has gone on for 3 hours still. If he wants to be on this time, not next time, he could still do it this hour.
Celeste was on the China trip, yeah. You to grab her neck and hold her up.
Wait, like a freaking goose? Or how you hold pheasants?
no,
once you kill
legit.
them?
She was like,
Like,
Chris, can you wrap your
or something?
you know how he has big hands, right? And so then he was like, Chris, can you like put your whole hand around my neck? And he could. And then she just like, why don't you try lifting me up? And we were both like, what the fuck?
This is a very bad idea.
I want to see that so bad.
A kink gone to the next level.
Literally,
Not
No.
like just try to lift me up. And she was like dead set, like, no, it won't be weird or anything, just do it. It was so funny.
That
no,
sounds
that doesn't sound
weird.
weird. That sounds
It
dangerously
doesn't sound weird.
kinky
Ronnie, would
and
you want to
weird.
do that to someone? That's weird.
Oh, hey,
It's
Coach
kinky.
John and Miss Payne. They're trying to add
What?
me. Coach
Tell-
John.
Tell him that
Please,
you...
I call you.
Okay,
Who?
okay, Jalen. I'm saying this merely for a joke's sake, but if you take this serious, I might die. Just anyone who tries to add you, just add them back, message them that you'll only keep them added if they check out your podcast.
Bet. I'm doing it right now.
No! I was joking.
Yes. No, do it.
Oh, right. My cousin keeps doing this. I'll just send him, like...
When
let's just stay friends with you.
said expand the brand, this is not what I meant.
You didn't This is exactly what you said, though.
Okay, my special ability, other than all the other things I'm bad at, suggesting things that people are like, this is a great idea as a joke, and then people actually doing it.
Ella.
Go Power Ranger!
Also, Jalen, for someone who wasn't in ROTC, I want to explain to you the level at which the ROTC Discord failed. It was essentially like how abridgment went.
Hey, Michael, I thought you were on JCC.
I wasn't there, but I know how much of a failure it was.
Man, abridgment was fun for a minute.
Okay.
Exactly. It was a good idea, and like 3 people cared. But it just kind of fell apart. And didn't work.
Sad.
Ha ha ha.
She actually called
Sad.
Chris.
What up, tall black person? Look, it's Chris.
He has a name. We can't...
Bro, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta, zoom out.
We're waiting.
I like how I thought we were going to have at least mildly professional audio, but then we had Jasmine blasting Old Town Road, Ronnie breathing into the mic, and then someone putting someone on phone on call.
Ella. You obviously got wrong.
This woman actively makes me feel, ashamed. Because
Ew.
she's just taking pictures next to statues. Like, look, I got a picture with Hillary Clinton. And oh, okay. It's a billboard of it's a cutout poster of Hillary Clinton. And I'm like, you're such a fucking moron.
Clickbait. Clickbaited. Speaking of
She's
other...
some dude just groped me, and then it's a picture of a statue that can't move their hands, that is sitting down, and she's forcibly pushing herself into it and trying to look offended. And I'm just like, I don't know how many drugs I need to start smoking and inhaling, but I need to start now.
You need to start smoking alcohol?
I need to vape alcohol, because I know that is actually dangerous.
No, I mean,
that
like,
might
you
get-
just light it on fire. You probably missed some stuff, but I'm too brain dead to tell you what you missed C4, so you might as well just go back and watch the whole thing again. Also, I appreciate this person. He's been here for, barely 15 minutes, but he's already commented probably 40 times as much as literally anyone else. No offense, Jacob Catalan.
Damn. It's calling y'all out. Y'all gotta get good.
Okay, I'm calling
don't
out
wanna
the
lose the
chat
fifth-
as a whole. I like the
never
first. I like the first podcast where we had literal riots because we were fighting the chat in the stream. This time, this whole time where it's like the chat has no part in it, it disappoints me. It should be
Yeah, where
balanced.
is our mod?
I think it's because we just don't have a lot of people in the chat.
Well, I sent notifications. I believe that Dotson is doing Malunji's roleplay, which is why.
Both Lynn and Dotson are gone.
Yeah, but
And Jordan.
actually,
in
they're
the
not
chat
in
last
any of
time.
the voice channels, and there's 0 things. Huh. either I'm like not allowed into the chat or it's just not happening. But yeah,
It might be because you're not role playing and like they didn't add a role for it. Maybe.
yeah, I'm gonna like see what happens if I DM Honeying Blues, which is our other DM, who's Icarus.
You guys have a DM? You guys play in there? Yeah.
What?
I thought you said our other
Never.
DM. I'm like, wait,
No.
you're cheating on me, Michael.
I said I was gonna DM her.
Wait. Am I not good enough for you?
Oh, calm down, Jalen.
You know what, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I have to
Jalen,
practice being dramatic because I got a lot of shit planned.
I just want to point out that if I was to play in D&D with another DM, it would simply so that I could spread the number of people who can complain about being physically incapable of trying to plan ahead for my creative chaos. CC, trademark that shit.
But wait, isn't CC like normally used for copyright? Like it's a
Fuck
C
that
inside of
CC.
the C?
We're doing a different CC that will be CC'd at a later date.
But isn't CC also Comedy Central?
Fuck them.
But isn't CC also stand for like stuff that you pump into a person's body?
You're
Those
still
are
not
units of
helping him right now.
measurements. Fuck those too. CC.
Isn't CC also a pizza place?
No, they're spelled differently. Also, CC is also a character in one of the latest My Hero Academia Vigilantes novels that I'm not going to talk about since I'm me and the 7 people who've ever read it, you know. I feel like I shouldn't spoil it.
Hey man, there was an entire cult for that manga.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
that-
made of the other 6 people who read it.
A cult has to be bigger than 7 people, Michael.
Wanna bet I'm gonna start a cult of my own? That'll just be me.
All right. It can't be just you.
Yes, it can be.
No, a cult is like a club. You have to have more than 2 people.
Okay, I'll find like 2 random people to add so that it'll be 3 people, and then that'll be enough for my cult. It'll be the cult of Ovaltine, because of all the other things that you can add to white milk to make it chocolate milk and be good as its younger brother, the best of which that I've ever tasted is Ovaltine, because that shit doesn't just float at the top and make it brown milk. It makes it actually chocolate, and that shit mixes in. It's not fucking communistic, non-salutable bullshit.
Well, this got intense very quickly.
That's what happens when you talk about chocolate milk, Ronnie.
When you just told the people whose house you're going over you're going to be a little late, but a little late is over an hour, and your ride still isn't yet.
That's an unfortunate rip.
That is what philosophers all throughout history have confirmed as big oof.
I mean, if we ever get a time machine, we just need to get Michael to go back.
I
and
will
say,
teach Socrates, Galileo, I will teach every single philosopher throughout history what big oof means, and see if big oof becomes like,
Well,
no, that
first-
wasn't just a passing trend, it was engraved into our history.
Well, now you either make a universal translator that's not Google Translate levels communism, or learn Greek.
Also, probably go back and make sure America becomes metric.
Also, probably Latin. But then, what about all of those memes talking about Americans getting angry when they see things measured in bald eagles per donut rather than KMH?
Sacrifice the meme.
Also,
it's a worthy sacrifice, a soul for a soul.
damn it. I want to get away from in-game references, okay? I went to a Hot Topic expecting to hopefully find like maybe a Siege shirt, even though I know that like Siege apparel doesn't actually exist on a physical plane. or just some sort of like pop culture related apparel that I could be like, yeah, I'd be proud to watch that. It was literally just a wall of nothing but Endgame shirts, and I'm like, no, this
Oh yeah,
disgusts
you
me.
can't go shopping anywhere this year if you don't want to look at Endgames.
First of all, Michael, you go to Hot Topic?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do in fact every once when the blue moon is 90 degrees above the west horizon, do in fact sometimes mythically, legendly, allegedly get out of the house. I don't just do podcasts all day.
That's disappointing.
Also, to be fair, it was one in St. Louis.
So it's not even frequent. Type thing.
Yeah, I literally once a year. Also, you know that I've gone to them. I told you where I got all the rest of my critically acclaimed pop culture shirts.
I like how I made one joke because my friend drew some really nice characters from Crash Bandicoot, and I jokingly said furry artists. And now we're all in this really big debate of what the fuck makes you a furry? Is it just because you like a certain genre? Like, if I like Sonic and I'm not a part of the fandom, does that make me a furry? If I play Star Fox, does that make me a furry? If I like watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, does that make me a scaly? Like, do you see how stupid this logic is?
1770.
I think the definition is like wearing a fur costume
Yeah.
and like
And being sexually
indulging in
attracted
that.
to anthropomorphic animals.
You don't have to be sexually attracted. I think
No, I
that's
mean
part
both.
of it.
Both are requirements to be a furry.
My point is, thousands of years ago, philosophers were saying to be or not to be. Today, to fur or not to fur. Like 1776 or around then. Give me liberty or give me death. Give me the definition of a furry, or give me not the definition of a furry, because no one's gonna die for that shit.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, also we're back down to 3 players, so 3 players, I mean 3 viewers, so I'm kind of scared that,
Michael, you've been playing too much Siege. If you immediately went back to
I don't know what you're
Also-
talking about. I've only played 2 games in the, last 2 months, okay? Not 2 months,
I
not 2
haven't
months.
been watching
Last
who's on.
few days.
So when did Kit Kat leave?
A while ago, I'm assuming to call Chris, which is why I think he also left the chat because he's quieted down, which definitely means he's not here anymore, which is why we're down to 3 people left, which is kind of why I feel like it might be a good place to stop, because our most enthusiastic of chat members has left the chat, so now the chat's dead.
The chat is a big part of the podcast.
Or at least I feel like it should be, because that's the whole point of a live podcast.
True.
And we've been going for 2 hours and 12 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, I told you, I don't have a concept of time. Fight me, you'll lose.
Probably. Oh well.
Well, that's
So,
unfortunate.
do I hear college shit in the background?
Also, our moderator, not online, I'm assuming. By assuming, I mean I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Our moderator, just like the character she tries to defend so much, useless.
Well, one moderator. I don't think Icarus, aka Honeying Blues, aka Old Queen Cole, was a jolly old soul, or a jolly old soul is she, except the only problem is she's not jolly. More of a pessimist. Doesn't really have that much of an affinity for Sakura defending. I feel like my only real skill in life is coming up with long, drawn-out titles and greetings for people, which now makes me wonder if there's any, professional job other than the one I am currently doing right now, that would allow me to get get paid to do tangential style long ass name titles.
See, but Michael, you could do that and take that ability, make it professional, and then you could be like the one giving companies names. But they would only have an acronym and no one would know what it stands for until they look it up, and then they're just laughing their asses off.
Oh yeah, speaking of acronyms, in said obligatory D&D references, I was planning to make an AI that would help me in combat, and I was going to name it Awshit, which is an
pretty
acronym
good.
for like... No, it was oh shit, it was like, actually it might have been, yeah, I believe it was Awshit. It was like an acronym for like automated search and intelligence tool. So it's like helps you in battle. It's like, oh, based on recent fighting data, they're gonna do this next. Because when you
So the
need
acronym-
aw shit to help you is when you yell aw shit, aw shit, aw shit, aw shit. And
So, like, the acronym is the funny part, but what it actually defines is pretty normal.
yeah. But also, like, for a while I said that if I ever created a search engine, it would be called PISS, standing for Personal Information and Search System.
You good?
So instead of Google it, piss off. No?
No.
Aw.
No.
Yeah, then I realized later that, like, piss is more vulgar than shit. Shit you could just say, like, generally, but piss, people are like, eh. Even though I feel like, I do suppose shits are more, like, universal than pisses. Though everyone pisses and shits, people pissing differently. Everyone kind of shits the same way.
You're putting way too much logic into this.
That is my job. To just
Yep. And I'm the one who sits back and just
watches the
I'm that
world burn.
meme. I'm the quite literal version of
Kermit
Michael,
drinking tea.
no. Michael is the Mike Wazowski explaining stuff, and I am just both of the Slug Lady and Sully, just looking at him like, yep.
Yes.
Michael
it is right.
Michael overusing logic to describe small different references and sayings. Me and all the audience.
Speaking of me overusing logic to analyze things, I don't understand saying good morning. Or, like, if you're praying and you say, I hope for a good amount of time, like, that's why I'm always scared that someone's gonna ask me to pray. Because, like, you're supposed to end it, like, with, I hope I have a good day. But why the hell would you only ask for a good day? Like, why can't tomorrow be good? Or if you're gonna say good day if you're gonna say good morning to someone, why do you only hope that from, like, I don't know, 12:01 at night to, like, I don't know, technically, like,
To noon.
yeah, I suppose to noon is a good day, is good. So the second it's 12:01 a.m., you know, their day's just supposed to go to piss. They accidentally push their entire, like, workbench off another workbench. I don't even know how the hell that happens. They break every single mug in a square mile around them. They accidentally butt dial the Queen of England and call her, like, an old hag. Like, even though the, like, sheer amount of bad luck you need to have for you to actually get the phone number of the Queen of England and for her to pick up would be extreme.
Which is the point.
Exactly.
I think that's why some people just say good day.
Yeah, but, like, in a prayer, they're like, oh, I hope, you know, we have the good rest of the day if it's, like, in the evening. Why can't I have the rest of existence? Why can't for the rest of time be okay?
So basically what you want is, as you're a child, someone just tells you, good existence. And then that's it.
Yeah, the one time, the thing is, the one time someone actually...
What is that?
I'm assuming that he has a headphone that fell next to the mic, so now we're echoing, but now we're not echoing. Like, the one time someone actually asked me to do the prayer was the last time someone asked me to do a prayer, because I, like, at the end was kind of just stumbling through it and went, I mean, I guess, please give us a good rest of existence, the rest of time. Yeah, it's probably why they never asked me to do one again, which I am thankful for.
We had a kid accidentally curse during prayer, like he dropped a full-on F-bomb, and now every time someone asks him to pray, he's like, no, it's fine.
I mean, at school, it's like the kid who was doing the announcements for, like, Hispanic Heritage Month, and then he accidentally mispronounced something and then whispered under his breath, shit, but he was speaking into
It
a
was
mic.
hilarious.
I know that
That
guy.
was absolutely great. Wait,
I know
who
that
was it
guy.
again? I forgot who it
Jared
was.
Hernandez. He was a sophomore. Heck, if I tried hard enough, I could probably get him on this podcast.
That was so funny.
Wait, I don't know. I don't know if I have his phone number. I'm pretty sure I do.
The whole school kind of lost it though. Like that
Yeah.
was great.
Wait, I gotta go. Catch y'all on the flip side. And
Oh.
just like that, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Oh, I'm not out. He's out. Also, yes, Jacob Catalan, my puns are the best. Even though that's not what you said, but I know that's what you meant. Because that's the only thing anyone could ever say about my puns, is that they're amazing, highly appreciated, and everyone loves them. Right, Ronnie?
Yes. Sure.
Damn
thing.
straight. Okay. Yeah, we kind of have two people, so, like, I guess now is a
Wrap
good
up.
time to end the podcast at 2 hours and 21 minutes. So, yeah, if you're watching this, C4, I hope you better have rewatched the whole thing so you could get all these references and caught up. Yeah, said viewer may or may not be on the podcast next time. You know, we'll find out.
Hopefully
So,
next time there's Chris Barber, because I honestly want that to happen.
hopefully he subscribed. Feels bad if he didn't. My feelings would be hurt if he didn't, but I would understand.
Wait, do you now have to do the obligatory subscribe, share, like, comment?
You know
blah, blah,
what? No, I'm gonna do something unique.
blah? Oh no.
I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe or to like. I'm just gonna ask you to watch every video that comes out from now until the end of time. Or at least do your best to do that, because I hope that if you're by now you're still watching, that you enjoy my content.
Hopefully.
Yeah, one would hope. So yeah, you don't have to subscribe. Just views, my dude, and like participate in the community. Like, you know, if the chat's rioting, you can participate in that. You know, if you want to
don't
riot too.
participate in the chat, we won't have anything to do.
Yeah, you know, all I really care about is the comments and the views. Also, he put like 40 messages before he left, so I feel like now all my statistics are gonna be like whacked. But yeah, I don't have the legal rights to this music, so I'm only gonna play like 10 seconds of it.
Of what?
Of what's going to, I don't know, like, I guess technically just to be hey, this is a great song, you should listen to it. You know, because I can. Please don't
Wait, we
copy
already played too much of Old Town Road, so...
In my defense, please don't copy strike me, Warner Brothers. I promise that I just wanted to play like 10 seconds of it, less than that. Ugh, wrong chat.
Oh no. Oh no.
And now I'm
The-
fumbling my existence. But yeah, the point is,
Just
this is a
in
really good
general.
song. You should listen to it. Also watch Golden Kamuy. It's amazing. We're not actually monetized.
I mean, as long as we're not monetized, I don't think we'll ever see this.
No, they'll see it, but I'm saying they should, like, definitely Golden Kamuy specifically should just sponsor us. Because they're amazing, and
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, well, that's enough. We don't have budget for the rest of this. But yeah, people should definitely check that song out. Also, files are too powerful. I don't care. Yeah, we're gonna stop the stream here. We're kind of getting off on a tangent about Golden Kamuy, which we'll talk about next time, which you should tune into, which will be on Friday. So,
Hey.
yeah.